is wrong with you guys? When is this gonna end?
Do you get diarrhea too?
Yes, I get diarrhea. My immediate reaction is, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. I use kale pectate because it works. Kale pectate stops my diarrhea. I rely on it.
You're not my buddy.
Welcome to our new sponsor, Kaopectate. Starts with a K, ends with a pectate. Kaopectate. Whenever your tummy is rumbling, go to the drugstore, you be bumbling. Kaopectate. Uh-oh, mute those microphones. Our sponsor is very specific. He's very specific about what he wants. Oh, we lost a bonger already.
Wow.
Not a fan of Kaopectate. John Bong, official. Well, we've got a diverse audience today, and we're going to get to the introduction in a second. Let's let the room fill up. Been a week off. How did you, chat, tell me, how did you spend your week off from the worst live stream in the vinyl community? Tell me in the chat below, did you get real chores done around the house? Did you watch a movie again? Did you say hello to your family and remind them how much you care about them? And did Bong come back? Bong's back. Bong back. Or is he? There he is. There. Simply the best. All right. Well, we got some familiar faces in the audience. Here's Art, North Carolina vinyl picker. Good evening, Art. Welcome. Henry S. We cough. I'm going to cough. I'm trying the Jordan flu game today, guys. I am not at my best, and even when I'm at my best, I'm at my worst, some would say. So we will try to persevere. Tom, the High Rent District, is here. He says it was awesome that they had a series of movies named after a mastering engineer. Okay.
Porky's.
I thought it was Smokey and the Bandit. Was it not Smokey?
No, it was Porky's.
Oh, okay. Wyoming Dave is here. Hello, Wyo. Paul McClellan. He was bummed I couldn't attend WFMU. Family obligations. Well, sir, you're here, and we appreciate you. And you can live vicariously through our wins, our losses, our colds, our internet outages. This is the show of the people. So settle in. It's going to be a while. Who else is here? Who else is joining us? Chris. Oh, Chris, man, this guy is a hard worker from across the pond. There's no excuses when those jabronis from across the pond say they can't watch this program. It's too late. Chris Mann showing up, representing. Aloha. Cesar, hello. Good to see you here. Disco Devil. I'm hoping for some drama tonight. Well, you ask and you may receive. Actually, it's great. I think we're going to report on the drama. It's like a Tom Brokaw special segment. And it's a week old, so I don't know how much time we're going to spend on it, but we're going to live vicariously through the contrived, manufactured dramas of others, but stay tuned. We've got one for you. My man, Breakfast King of Loyola. Oh, no. He says, I rediscovered joy in the absence of surface noise. Paul, that really hurts. And I think you're in my town tomorrow, I think. I mean, hurt my feelings, stand me up. I can't believe this. Oh, man, Trevor's here. Flat Round and Spun VC. He's here to root on. There's a broship going on, and we'll get to it in a second. This is Elk Boy. Bing bong. Elk Boy is here in the house. Aloha, vinyl record info. Jeff, coming for you. You see one of your North Carolinians. He's trying to come at your record. I think Jeff is tied with Music Talk with John, I think, for 5. They're like the SNL 5 timer club. Except they get a jacket. They get a nice plush jacket on Surface and Saturday Night Live Surface Noise. We send you an invoice. You actually pay us. It's a very good. It's a pay-for-play operation. Arnaldo knows. Arnaldo has a contract renewed. I mean, he's the one that had the idea. He's like, why are we not charging these guys to be within VC greatness? And I said, you know what, Arnaldo? Not a bad idea. This will help subsidize that contract with the 7 zeros at the end of it. So that's great. And David's doing the housekeeping. Thank you, Bianco. Smash that like button. Smash the dislike button. I know those guys are out there. I know they come here, pants down at their ankles, just ready to spew hate. Well, here it is. Hate me, hate me, hate me. Kevin's here. Me, myself, and my vinyl. Hello. Oh no, the wax is here. You know it's a big deal. The wax is here. There's no estate sale in the U-Haul boxes. I promise. I promise. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, KRWD is here. I think we've got the doctor. We got to have a doctor on set in case there is a medical emergency. So Dr. Johnny Fever is here. Wow, talk about crowded house. Well, real quick, before we do the intros, as you can see, Mr. Rojas is across the pond, escaping the authorities in Den Bosch. And Arnaldo's having some internet issues. Bianco is traveling. So we had a lot of not sure's on the attendance. And Bonger didn't even hear. We didn't hear from Bonger till 13 minutes before broadcast.
That's definitely not true. I replied to the email.
That's true. And then I got a note that said, what was the direct quote? I don't want to take your words. I'm in
Bitches.
I'm in bitches. That's right. That's we're trademarking it. John Bong. I'm in bitches. So
what else, right?
It should have been I'm in, comma, bitches.
Oh no! Listen, the grammar police has the night off. We're not.
Well, you don't know if I was in some bitches. That's the problem.
I thought you were in bitches, Mexico. I didn't know where that was.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man. Oh, this is vinyl community specific. Chris says, well, I don't know if you guys saw it, but David Atkinson has said he's going to do the vinyl tag for December. So look out, Mazzy. Oh boy, the drama has already started. See, I put RSD drama on the thumbnail, and now we've opened the Pandora's box. Beautiful. Well, this is Surface Noise, the show of record, talking about records. Concert Buddy is thy name. I'm going to have the sniffles tonight. I'm just going to let you know. Hit that dislike button if you don't like it. When I'm trying to do the Jordan flu game move right now, I didn't have bad Pizza Hut like Michael Jeffrey Jordan had that night in Utah, that fateful night. But we're going to see. We're going to see how we go. I want to welcome you for joining us. Full house, perhaps the best house. We're going to see how this goes because we've got familiar faces. We've got returning champions, and we have a new timer. Fresh meat, as they like to say on the internet. Look it up, but don't do it on the work computer, what fresh meat is.
Incognito.
Incognito is thy name. Let's go ahead and do some hellos, maybe some goodbyes, because we've got internet issues. We've got travel. We've got a lot going on. I'm going to start with our returning champion. Second time on the program. He's just getting over being ill. I think he passed it to me through. Bong has already left. This is why we do what we do. Anyway, the man with the plan, not named Stan. It is Kendall. His channel, if you watch this YouTube thing, is called Spin Doctoring's Vinyl Mayhem. Kendall, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
Hey, it's what we do. And then this guy is dedicated to the cause. He was on the maybe list. He even said he communicates excellently. Says, I will try, but I don't know. And you know what? He showed up. He's in I think, is that a 5-star Plaza Hotel room? David Bianco, the channel is Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. He's on excursion. David, is it an audio excursion?
I'm trying to find a record store. I haven't found one yet.
The Tomato Lady. You're in her
Bong, listen, that's the only reason Bong is here. Tomato Lady, can we hook up David with the coordinates to the Tomato Lady?
Again, nobody remembers the fucking story. It was not that she sold me cheap shit. It was that she stole my money.
And we're off.
So
we're counting.
The story is not that there's a lady with good records. There's a lady that stole money from me.
Oh no, we're taking strays. This is a new YouTuber, Norman Maslow, says this is the messiest looking live stream design ever. Wow.
Get rid of the U-Haul boxes, Chance.
Unbelievable.
Well, Mazzy says that, but he posts photos of his feet daily. So I don't know what the fuck about that.
It is the official channel of podiatrists everywhere. Norman Maslow.
Records and feet.
All right. So David Bianco on the road in the Surface
Mexico City.
Wait, you are in Mexico City?
I'm in Mexico City right now.
No, I was there yesterday.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So then, we've lost.
Wait. And you haven't found a record. There's like 60 record stores.
Well, I'm stuck in one spot. I'm in Santa
where are
Fe.
you?
I'm by
Where are you? Santa Fe?
Hilton Santa
Oh,
Fe.
goodness.
Oh, you're like way up north. That's like
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like being in I don't know,
South Texas.
Hastings on Hudson, some shit like that, and you're trying to go to Manhattan.
Now we're already taking
Wow,
some
Jose.
stories. Listen, Mazzy is
Well,
leading
yeah,
the revolution. He has said our background was too messy. I've cleaned it up. Last thing I want anyone to do is have a seizure or any kind of episodic situation. So hopefully that gets by. Then this guy doesn't even have internet, and this is a championship level move. But the contract is ironclad that if he doesn't appear, he does not get that paycheck. So it's Arnaldo, the channel for scoring at home, Fidelios_frequency. He's been a YouTube master, a maestro lately. Welcome, Arnaldo.
Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
And then also from the Empire State, hung out with us this weekend. He was our body guy. He was the guy that no pickpockets came near us because Big Chris was ready to slam him down. Groove Seeker, how are you, sir?
I'm good, brother. Hope you feel better, man.
Well, we'll see what happens. Surface noise will either make me feel worse. I don't think it'll make me feel better. And then before we introduce our first timer, international playboy, international super duper star, the president, CEO, CFO, CIO of Aurora Central Records, the one, the only, Jose Moreno Ron, a.k.a. John Bong. Hello, Jose.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing so good. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you came. And then I wish I had some great music for our first timers. This is what we call a development opportunity. I don't know if this is a good one.
I like fried chicken.
I like fried chicken. I don't think that's a good walk-up entrance one, but we'll work on it. You know him. If you don't know him, you're about to know him. The channel, again, YouTube, Americana Sam. The guy, so cool. He's got 3 names. Sam St. John. Sam making his Surface Noise debut. Sam, welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you, Chance, for inviting me to my last minute.
That's the best I could do with our budget. I don't know if you heard, Arnaldo has cleaned us out. We all our intellectual property is it's bottom rate. I gotta be honest. But Sam, I'm glad you could join us.
That was a very loud clap, by the way.
Listen, Jose, I literally came from picking my wife up at the airport, jumped into Surface Noise gear, took some medicine.
Oh yeah, I was taking a shit before this.
Well, Jose, you missed it because we have a new sponsor, KO Pectate. KO Pectate is the official stomach control mechanism of Surface Noise.
But I don't have any problems with the stomach. I eat delightfully.
Of course, because you use KO Pectate. Of course, come on, that's when you got to talk. This is corporate synergy, Jose. We need you. We need you.
Yeah. Yes, I forgot about today's sponsor.
That's all right. Listen, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it. All right, and then hang on. Before we get started with current events, Chris Mann is here. He's saying, I know I ask every week, where is the fucking merchandise? We're working on it. Here's the key to success, Chris. Get the sponsors. KO Pectate, check. Leverage the sponsors to pay for your merchandise with a big KO Pectate on the back in development. So stay tuned. So you're going to see a big Surface Noise on the front and then KO Pectate on the back. That is, if that's not a tag team of vinyl excellence, I don't know what is. All right. Well, Depeche Komodo's here. Best name in the VC by far. No arguments. And then Cesar, thank you. He says it's a much better background. All right. Well, listen. Even MJ miss some free throws once in a while, Cesar.
And, I don't even think Massey's here anymore. He's like always like in the first 5 minutes and then he leaves.
Listen, as long as he hits that like button, it's all that matters. That's all that matters. But he's going to stick around because he wants to hear my Chad story. He already said it on the morning show with Rob. He wants to hear the Chad story. It tickled him pink. I think the expression is tickled him pink or tickled his stink. I don't know.
Pink.
Yeah, tickled his stink, I think it is.
Tickled about pink.
That I wore the T-shirt. I wore a shirt. But we'll get into it. Listen, we don't bury the lead. Now, we re-engineered the program. We do the current events, breaking news, all that kind of stuff. We lead it off, and then we'll get into WFMU, and then we've got a whole lot more for you. We do a whole lot in 2 hours, Sam. Are you ready? Stamina up?
Let's hit it.
Did you carbo load, Michael Scott? Did you get the pasta primavera?
The Alfredo, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Alfredo was
just make sure you didn't drink any water beforehand.
That's right. Yeah. This is actually full of Alfredo. Yeah.
Oh man, Alfredo sauce in a thermos. That's hardcore. I gotta be honest.
We gotta hook Sam up with the Acoustic Sounds Analog Productions diapers for the show. So, if you,
that's the other sponsorship. That's what I talked to Chad about.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I forgot. Are we live?
Oh no, I thought this was a pregame. All right, let's do some news.
My fault.
I've got news for you.
I've got news for you too. So
that was very loud.
Bonger. I can't help it. This is what we pay for. We pay for it. Listen, seasoned audiophiles watch this program, and after sitting in their dens, their vinyl dens, listening to audiophilia all day, they need the volume turned up when it comes to this nonsense. Yes.
I'm 100% sure that Rob Walker is watching this on his boxers, like on the shittiest 5-inch screener you've ever seen in your life.
Well, before we get to news, I do want to give a shout out. This is kind of Kindness Corner television at WFMU, which we'll talk about shortly. This young lady, Gabby, came up to me, introduced herself. Couldn't have been nicer. Actually, her mom found me because I had the T-shirt, which we'll talk about, the Mazzy Chad Kassem T-shirt situation. And Mom and Gabby both very nice. Took a photo with them. Couldn't be nicer. So I'm glad you're here. There's going to be a lot of nonsense, bad language, even worse jokes, and it's going to be over in about 2 hours. So, Gabby, glad you're here. Be prepared. This is the worst live stream in the vinyl community. Thank you. All right, current events. Well, Arnaldo, I'm going to kick it off with you because you're riding the wave of success. You went to was it a private event, a private public event with Mr. Chad Kassem in New York last week? Michael Fremer, the stand-up comedian of the vinyl community, was there telling jokes, passing out smokes. You did a video on it, and I'd highly encourage you. In fact, we put that in the chat. Watch Arnaldo's video, great recap. And David's here. David knew some of this behind the scenes too. So Arnaldo, I'll lead with you. Give us the quick summation of what the event was and the big news coming out of it.
Well, the event was at a hi-fi record store, not record store, hi-fi audio equipment store, which I did not know. Innovation Audio and Video, I think it's called, and received an email because obviously I'm, like all of us, probably on the mailing list for Acoustic Sounds, and inviting whoever's in New York to attend if they want to, because new releases, upcoming releases of Acoustic Sounds and Analog Productions will be previewed and played at this event. So I replied, got a spot. They had multiple 1 hour slots, I think starting from 4 all the way to 8 o'clock. And the room was not very big, maybe 30, 40 people at most could fit in the room. And along with Jason Rojas, we were there and we listened to quite a few records. He announced the upcoming series in collaboration with Rhino. They'll be doing double 45s of various records, Rhino catalog. If you want to know more about it, you can
watch this video. Look at this. This is branding synergy. Pow, link in the chat. Arnaldo's video. Well done. He may have had some graphic design help with the thumbnail. I don't know who did that, but they did an outstanding job. That's all I could say.
And there were flyers and an entire book, which I have some. Oh, here it is. Here's the flyer. There we go. Here's the flyer of the releases. If you want to make me big so people can see it.
Boom. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. The series will kick off with these two Van Morrison titles, which I have right here. I'm not going to show them because you probably saw my video, and if you didn't, go see it.
Are those technically street legal, Arnaldo? Those two copies?
Well, they were for sale. They had a whole stack of them.
All right.
You paid for them.
And I paid for it.
I paid for it. And that's
Wait, you had
the
to
end
pay
of
for
that.
promotional records? Arnaldo, that's not in your contract. Come on now.
These will be the first two released. They did not mention
Now he
when
breaks up.
this one is coming out. Which one? This one is called. David, help me out here.
His band, the Street Choir.
This one here.
Yes, Sam coming in clutch. Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Let's go.
I don't have this one. So, and to be followed, I think by on the back. I think the To America titles. I think will be coming after that.
Damn.
And then I think he said Gordon Lightfoot and George Benson will be following. Then I kind of lost count. Yeah, I think those were the initial releases. I think they're starting in January to be announced in December. And that is about it. From this, we listened to, he disclosed that because the tapes were not in great condition and the other alternative was an EQ'd tape, which Chad did not like how it sounded. They took a stab at it with a digital transfer, and that's what they went with. So these two will be from a digital source. Everything else should be analog. At least that's how it was presented. I think everything, and mastered by Matt Luthans at the Mastering Lab. So I think that's about it, guys. We listened to a song from Moondance. And then I think, we did not listen to Astral Weeks from the series.
Did anybody? Did you pick up any of the Van Morrisons?
Yes, I did. David, you didn't watch my video?
Oh no,
I did. Of course, I promoted it on mine.
You promoted it. Yeah, come on. Now.
I was leading you because someone asked if you listened to them. I was trying to lead you in.
Between WFMU and the cleaning, there was a lot going on.
Okay.
So he also announced this is happening, the Vinyl Summit.
The Vinyl Summit even invited me. You know that they really are scraping the bottom of the barrel when they're asking.
October 8th, 16th to the 18th, 2026. There will be industry legends. I don't know if that means surface noise, but
no.
Live music. Taj Mahal is in talks to play.
Correct.
Vinyl Community, I guess that's us, right?
Listen, Chad was very open about the YouTubers. He referenced YouTubers multiple times.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you can come and broadcast.
Yeah, he wants YouTubers to broadcast. Jose, can you do a Chad cast? I'm saying YouTubers come down and broadcast.
Back when I was in heroin.
No.
I
No.
All right, can I finish? And there'll be panels.
Please finish. This went off the rails real quick.
Behind the scene tours on how they master, plate, press.
That photo is from like 40 years ago.
Here's the very dynamic Chad. A whole bunch of stuff. And then this also was for free.
Was that triggering when you saw that?
Say again? Yes, it was. And guess what? I got a chance to listen to it. He played.
That's like in your face. He was just rubbing your face.
The upcoming Marley. Which one did he play? I think he played something from Kaya.
Kaya, you told me Kaya.
It's going to be the next one released. 45. And the others are probably coming around April.
Wait, they're going to release Kaya?
The Kaya is in January, I think. And the others are coming in April. There was a delay by 6 months because Universal would not ship tapes anymore. So they had to go to London and cut them there for about a week. He mentioned, and this, you were there when he mentioned it, right, Chance?
I was.
He gave the okay for all of them. It's not even on here. That's why. He wants to Catch a Fire. He wants to recut. Oh, here it is. Yeah, he wants to recut Catch a Fire. And I think he wanted to recut Burnin'. Yeah, Burnin'. I think those two he wants to recut because he wasn't entirely happy with how they came out. So
Did he say why he's not doing Soul Revel? I think that's one of the best ones. And
I did not ask
weird.
him that. And then flipping through the brochure, I noticed that 2 UHQRs were slipped in there in the brochure. And all right, you have your diapers on?
Hang on, I got a good lead in for this one. You ready? Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Roll one. UHQR of Vince Guaraldi.
Wow.
Charlie Brown Christmas. Where is it? You guys see it? There you go.
Yeah.
And then this is what we listened to. He previewed this, and at the time he didn't say it was a UHQR. So sometimes they're announcement presentations. He just put on this record. Oh, we did this Tres Hombres. He didn't even say where it was coming from. I had to look at the brochure to find out that it's going to be a UHQR.
Damn.
And I have to say, they also played. Fremer also played. He was playing DJ. He also played the original copy. And for me, it kind of blows it away. The UHQR, what they played, sounded almost like
CC Top.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sounded so much better. It sounded less muffled. At least the drums sounded less muffled. There was a bit more snap to the drums and a better soundstage. That's my first impression for like 3 minutes of what they played.
Chance, I actually have a special guest here to comment on one of the new UHQRs.
All right, let's go. This is why we pay you the celebrity endorsement, Bong.
Yeah.
This is the price point, just to prove that I did pay for these.
Snoopy, a plush Snoopy. Hang on real quick. What does the plush Snoopy think of this UHQR announcement, Jose?
It sucks ass.
Oh no, that doesn't sound like Snoopy. Come on. So Arnaldo, how much did you pay? Can you show that barcode again? $60. $60. That seems to be the new.
Wait, but you bought the actual record or
price point?
Say again?
You bought the actual record or
what did I just show you? I just showed. What do you think they were?
It should have been 45 or 50 for digital cut.
You saw Snoopy. It was Snoopy here.
You missed this part?
No, I like that record.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna buy that UHQR. You know why?
So
it's not a UHQR.
No, I was talking about the Snoopy one.
Oh, the Snoopy? Well, good.
Yeah, I need the Snoopy.
He's tying it together in his own Bong way. He's tying it together. The Vivaldi, the Snoopy plush. All right, so quick straw poll. Anyone getting some of these titles? We'll start with the Van Morrison. I guess is Sam. Sam, this seems like right in your wheelhouse here. Are you into the 45 RPM though?
I mean, I have the his band, the Street Choir. I have the Rhino Hi-Fi. That was like one of the first that came out, 4 years ago or so. But the double 45, I mean, I have a couple of double 45s that, they're fine. But I would much rather, wait it out and see if, those albums will come out. Because I'm kind of with, I think Mazzy mentioned it, like some of those records are still available through Rhino. Like, I mean, they're one of them is the Graham Parsons, Grievous Angel. That's still, the numbered edition is still out there from Hi-Fi. And I know, 45 people want that, but I just, I'm not jumping the gun to get. I would love to have a really nice copy of Moondance, but I have a nice Astro Weeks. I have his band, the Street Choir. I don't need to upgrade.
Kendall, what do you think? Are you because we have these conversations between ourselves, between us girls, about the audiophilia and these constant reissues. What do you think about the series and the 45 RPM? Is that a selling point or a detracting point for you as a consumer?
That's a big negative for me.
I
have no desire to spend $60 for a 2LP 45 RPM release for something that I can probably get an original for if I can find it, if I want it. And of those titles, there's very few that I saw that I would be interested in. If I was, I'd want just a 33 RPM, and I would rather just wait and see if Rhinos would do it either as a reserve or a Hi-Fi.
Right. That's me.
Gotcha. Bianco, what do you think about this? You knew this was kind of coming, right?
Yeah, the Van Morrison's I'm not interested in, but the America ones I'm hugely interested in.
Is there also like the subscription model? I think are they?
They are, yeah. You can do a subscription as well, but yeah, I did that with the Atlantic. I wouldn't be doing it with these.
Okay, fair enough. And Groove Seeker, round us out. Is this something? Are you gonna get some of these? Not get some? I know you're a Tone Poet Society member, which we'll get to in a second. But would this be a conflict of interest of being member of two different clubs or no?
No, I'm a dual card carrying member on the Atlantic 75 too. I just find these titles to be pretty boring. It's like Analog Productions is the new Ambient or something. I wasn't excited about the releases, and I can't believe that he's charging. I can't believe they're digital and he's charging $60 for two. This goes against
digital is an interesting thing, but I get if the tapes are just
it doesn't change the manufacturer, it doesn't change the cost really.
Well, then he shouldn't tell us that it changes the cost when he uses all.
But hey, I appreciate the transparency though, because the last thing you want to do is have MoFi Gate 2.0, especially with a guy who's made his career, being AAA tapes.
This one here looks like an interesting title.
Is that
which one?
Harry's Texas?
The Ramones.
Wait, but are
the
those gonna
Rod
be...
Cooters? The Rod Cooters are appealing to me. It's about it.
Yeah.
And where are they? Oh,
you got a couple meters.
We're doing the meters again. So there are some
meters was also just done as a hi-fi as well.
Actually, it's pretty impressive that they're doing one of the worst Jethro Tull albums. Which
one is that?
Amazing.
Aren't they doing two? They're doing
Songs from the Woods is amazing.
Four. They're doing Songs from the Wood, Heavy Horses, Minstrel in the Gallery, and War Child. Which is the worst?
War Child. That's
even the cover looks terrible.
Yes. Actually, I would have wanted A. A is a way more a better title. Heavy Horses is fine.
And we get more Little Feet,
which nobody's happy about.
No, that's not true. Look, Jose, I learned this a long time ago. Some people like some things, and other people like other things. Write it down.
Look, Bob Marley said it. You can't make everybody happy all the time. You can only make some people happy sometimes.
That's a Bob Marley quote, or was that?
He was high as fuck when he said that, though.
I thought that was Abraham Lincoln.
He was high as fuck when he said that, though.
Oh, Woody.
Hey, before we wrap up, before we put a bow on this piece of the breaking current news, Kevin, me, myself, and my vinyl wants to know: are there any release dates on any of those? Arnaldo or David?
No firm dates that were announced. They just said announcement December 9th and the first one January.
Wait, that's not the official way to say it, Arnaldo.
Because it wasn't very official. It was
no. Remember what Chad said? They're gonna be ready when they're fucking ready.
When they're ready.
Right, direct quote. Now that's on a T-shirt.
I will tell you. I mean, those were the Van Morrison were available for sale, so they're pressed and they're ready to go. So it may be that they're ready to ship already on December 9th. I think they were announcing them. David, do you have any?
A few will.
No, Kevin, not January 2046. This is not.
Is it when that John Malkovich movie from the future is going to be released?
Oh no! All right. Well, so again, if you want more information, Arnaldo did a really good video. David did a nice follow-up video. I think even Norman Maslow. Any opportunity to talk about Ride Cooter, flies on shit. Mazzy's going to do a video about Ride Cooter. So there's a lot of content out there. Check those listings.
He already left. Mazzy's only here for the first 5 minutes.
He's got to be here. He wants the Chad story. He's like craving the Chad story.
No.
Let's see. So what else is on the current events? Quick one. Since we do have a Tone Poet Society member, Chris, the 2026 list came out. I'm going to go to you. Oh, hang on a second. This is the ultimate flex. When you have Is that the Eyes Wide Shut invitation for the big flex? We call that the big flex.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It looks like a Christmas card. What do you think about the list? We're not going to go through it because we don't have too many jazz heads. Although I am going to show a jazz record later. Well, that's what we call the deep tease. But Chris, anything on the list that stood out to you? Anything that people should be looking out for? You're our guy.
The whole series, I think. But
whoa.
Oh yeah.
Shill you very much. Shill you very much. Come on. Now.
Shill, I wish I would like actually. The shills get a special stamp here. I'm looking for that stamp for season 2. So I'm more than happy to sell my soul.
Wow, something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Andrew Hill compulsion and anything Lee Morgan coming out, but all the titles look great. What I am doing right now is just seeing what's actually been reissued recently and how that's going to compare price wise. But who am I kidding? I'm going to get all of them. I'm going to sign up for the year. So
wow.
It doesn't matter.
Customers like that. Who needs new customers? You've got the group sticker on
the lone member of the Tone Poet Society.
Oh, this is awesome! I want to shout out our friend Baraka P. Dub. Hello, good to see you in the building, my guy.
Hey, Paul.
Good to see you. All right, so that was the Tone Poet Minute. I think it was about a minute. We wanted to at least give flowers to some of that breaking news. The other news, Rhino. There's a box set announced. I think. Oh, we're dropping like flies. Kendall said, "Jazz, I'm out." Hopefully, Kendall will come back. So Coltrane box set from Rhino. I think it's the French covers. It's titles that have been reissued before. Any excitement, guys, on this one?
What? Say it again. What?
The John Coltrane box set from Rhino. The big announcement. I think it was yesterday or day before.
Wednesday.
So I'm gonna put you down in the no column, Jose, for pre-order.
No, I like 7 inches. It's just for that. I just rather buy.
I think they're LPs. They're not 7 inches.
Yeah, they're
not
LPs.
7 inches.
Oh,
yeah, they're just the alternative cover.
Oh, good news, Chris. Good news. Paul Rockapita, also a Tone Poet Society member. So you're not alone. You're not alone on the island tonight, at least. So
that's right, man. Pots and pants.
I was one of those guys that almost jumped the gun on the Coltrane thing because I've got several of those titles that Rhino has put out, and then upon further investigation, because we're always so quick to just buy because we see it, I said, I've got about half of these, and I don't really need them in mono. So,
I will say that most of the Coltrane records in mono, they sound way better because the fucking phony ass stereo mix sometimes it's just him on one speaker.
Oh my God! Coming out of the woodwork, Chris. We have another Tone Poet Society member, Michael Lord, is here. I mean, these
coming out of the woodwork.
Your brothers in arms. I mean,
I can't.
You're no longer on the island alone, Chris. How does it feel?
It's like that show. What's that show? The Last of Us, where the fungi they start to sense it in the universe. I'm feeling the Tone Poet Society members already.
Unbelievable.
Could be an STD as well. I don't know.
We have a new friend, CJ DM, says good evening and loves vinyl. Well, you're in the right spot.
And I like dogs, so
all right, and then before we get to everyone's favorite segment, deaths. Who died last week or this week? The last piece of newish information. It's an oldie but a goodie, and it's the hits keep on coming. I can use a whole bunch of bad analogies, but I'll just cue this piece up. I think last week we talked about our friends at Mobile Fidelity doing the Fleetwood Mac for the 51st anniversary as a one-step. The information now, Stevie Nicks, Belladonna also coming out as a one-step. And then Arnaldo, didn't we see another Stevie?
There's another one.
So they are really coming out with
another one.
Plus Fleetwood Mac, self-titled.
That's right. Another $12 record coming out on one step. So a 10-time multiplier. If you didn't want to pay $12, $125 will get you a nice box.
Is MoFi the new Friday music? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
That's a high charge. Kendall, what were you going to say?
The other Stevie title isn't a one step though. It's just a double 45. So it's only 6.
Oh, it's a traditional Mobile Fidelity.
Yeah. So you're only paying $45 more than you should.
It's a steal. They're giving
it almost as unnecessary.
Yeah.
But a snooze fest.
You know, I wish the US
That's what
started,
I'm talking about. We are the complaining corner is back in business, guys. Yes.
I hope the US starts minting $125 bills so I can pay with just one crisp bill. Just like, can you give me one of those audio file?
Hang on, Jose. Lucky for you, after the new contract, Arnaldo knows somebody direct with the Treasury Department, the U.S. Mint in Denver, so we can probably make that happen. I like that. I like where your head's at. That's good.
We could probably do the Chad doing the Elvis stand as the one of the photos. You know?
Now, I don't know about
making pennies.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, all right, there you go.
There it is.
I was probably telling someone to shut the fuck up in the.
Oh man.
See, people agree. People want new dollar bills.
Arnaldo, how does this make you feel? Friend of the show, Malaya, is here. She says, "I'm jealous. You guys got to meet Arnaldo." Arnaldo, is this a plant? Is a Malaya on the payroll, or what's going on
here? It was a scheduled comment.
It was a scheduled comment. Right on. All right, and then any deaths? Is there anyone that has died and left a celestial plane that we need to pay tribute? Get our virtual lighters out. I am terrible at this segment. We probably need to have a video montage in black and white. But has anybody died this week that we should shout on a show that 90-something people are watching right now?
Yeah, the entire Rhino catalog died.
Oh no, Chris! Shots fired. Oh no!
You're going to be Westman's next guest. I can tell. You should be on Westman's show.
Who the hell is Westman?
So, there's one little piece of information that I got that kind of broke my heart. So, after the listening session, I got to talk to the licensing guy at Acoustic Sounds because Chad and Fremer went into the room to do the next session, but the licensing guy who was in our session was just talking, with various people, and I was talking with him. And I said, the only thing about this new series that maybe I'm not too enthusiastic about is that it's double 45. He's like, no, I totally understand. A lot of people don't like the flow to be interrupted, but these are the licensing rights that we're able to get.
That's right.
And that's why we do them. Chad likes these records. He wants them to sound the best they can. And I said, I'm trying to stay away from the double 45 unless I really love the record or I love the artist. If you guys will do the double 45 of the Smiths, I'll be the first one to order. And he said, we tried. Typically, we go back and forth and it takes a while to hear back from Rhino. But that was a very quick no when we asked them if we could do the Smiths.
Lightning fast, no. Yes. Real quick before we got one more quick piece of news, and then Kendall, I did find the Stevie Nicks Rock a Little on Mobile Fidelity, $60. $60.
But by the way,
no, I'm just reinforcing $60. Yeah. This is the new.
What's the hit? What's the hit on that record?
I don't know. Cocaine Blues. I'm not sure what's the.
That is a dog shit title, by the way.
This is also a record I saw literally earlier this evening, $12 at my local. So $12.
Nah, that's too high. That's too high.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. And then I'm glad to see we've got a professor from the University of Vinyl. This is Tim. He says, just joining. New Vinyl Me Please expose dropped on Stereo Gum today. That is true. I read part of it in the show prep, but I'll leave a link. We're going to leave a link in the chat because, we do try to educate just as much as we try to titillate. And I'm going to leave this in the chat if you'd like to read this. I would read it after Surface Noise because we don't want our viewer count to go down. But this is some homework if you'd like. But a little bit more of what's going on. They're invoicing people. There's debts aren't being paid. Chris, the Groove Seeker, is one of the largest creditors involved in the proceedings. Why they didn't interview him for this piece, we were pontificating earlier.
Okay.
Who knows? But,
can you put up Baraka B Dubs a comment?
Of course. I'm going to put up every Paul comment. That's my guy. Hang on. Oh, the Tony Joe White?
Yes. I had no idea who he was. Another record that they previewed is Chad announced that finally, after 20 years, he's releasing all of the live concerts he would hold annually. at that church that you could see here, this church. He would have a live event, and all his blues guys would come, and he played. Finally, I think one of the first records that they're probably going to release of that series is a Tony Joe White live performance, and I fell in love with it. It sounds phenomenal, and I had no idea who he was. So
Pork Salad Annie.
Pork salad. I was
What?
David. You would have been proud of me. I was educating him on the fly because Arnaldo had no idea. He was telling me the story. I said, "You don't know Pork Salad Annie?" So then we found a vendor that had the original because Chad had his reissue there for sale. I think it was $60.
I don't know. I didn't even ask.
Well, yeah, it was $60. I did show Arnaldo an
That's
original.
for a single record?
Yes.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's either 40 or 60. I don't know.
Probably 40, yeah.
So hazy. Regardless, originals go for like 20, 30 tops. So, my opinion, that's my favorite Tony Joe White. But black cover, black and white. I think it's black and white picture if I remember correctly. But anyway, see, "Talk to Me" was the hit single on that album. Is what Paul is.
Another great song on that album is "Has Anyone Ever Written Anything for You?"
They have.
Yeah, it's the last song. It's a beautiful song. It's a ballad.
Kendall, is Tony Joe White widely available in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay. See, there you go.
That's a great way of saying North Carolina, by the way.
Well, listen, it's my favorite state. Go Tar Heels. Go Heels.
That's right.
Oh, hey, listen, we're breaking down cultural barriers. We got a first-time listener from Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Tony Rodriguez. Hello, new friend. How are you? Welcome.
Tony Joe White wrote Steamy Windows? Did he? Spectrum Archive says he wrote Steamy Windows.
Steamy Windows. Oh, this is a
Tina Turner.
Tony Joe White wrote Tina Turner's Steamy Windows, didn't he? I don't know. Tell us in the comments below. I don't have my Wikipedia page on the ready, but
you can't doubt somebody named Spectrum Archives. That's just you just gotta take
Fred is a big music fan. I like interacted a little bit. We've talked about some Belgian records before, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, Groove Seeker, you did say in the private chat, did you have some other news you wanted to share from the encounter with Mr. Cassim? I was going to tell the bigger story, but share this part. I know what you're going to say.
Well, I'm looking through his records, and this older gentleman next to me, and he says to Chad, "Oh, my son wants you to do the Chili Peppers." So Chad was, "Oh yeah, I can't do the Jose impression." So Chad looks at me and he goes, "What Chili Peppers should I be doing?" And I was like, "Well, you got to do Blood Sugar Sex Magic, by the way, and Californication." So the guy next to me says, "Well, let me text my son," and his son said, Stadium Arcadium, and Chad's like, no, that's too available. So I guess the word is that Chad is trying to get the Chili Peppers catalog, and then he went on to tell me that he donated some money to Flea's conservatory in California recently. So I guess there's some budding discussions there, but he's trying desperately to do some of the Chili Pepper stuff, not the early stuff, the 90s stuff.
Like the popular stuff. Yeah, Silver Lake Music Conservatory, I think, is Flea's music school. Yeah. Listen, you got to play. You're playing checkers or playing chess. I think Chad's playing the long game. He's got the Rhino relationship. Hopefully it's the bridge of some of this Warner stuff. So when Groove Seeker shared that with me, my 90s spider sense started tingling. I'm like, yes, let's go. It's about time.
Because he wants to do new music. So that's,
Hey, we learned a lot. We learned a lot. All right. Well, hey, listen, that's a great segue because we're going to run along a little bit in this first segment because we just did breaking news. There's a whole lot of news we weren't on last week, so forget us. But let's talk about, let's lead into it. WFMU, a few of us were there. Big recap over on the Jason Rojas program. The VC Social Club is Dom. Groove Seeker was there. They were showing a lot of their wares. So if you want to learn more, we're just going to do a truncated version because we've only got 3 people. Groove Seeker's already been through this, but as you just heard, we met Mr. Chad Cassim. I'm going to tell the quick story so Mazzy can have a martini and go to bed. I have a piece of Norman Maslow merchandise, I think is the word, and I'm not going to tell the full story, but there was an altercation between these two bulls, these two old vultures, where Chad basically told Mazzy, because Mazzy wanted to talk about the UHQR boxes. That's a pain point. It's a triggering topic for him. And Chad retorted in his Louisiana way, "Shut the fuck up, dude." And so Mazzy, in his infinite wisdom and the inner
Wait, Chris, are you writing down when Chance says fuck as well? Or is it
No. Just you.
Just you. See, oh, look at that. Look at that prop. So I wore the shirt and I went and met the man. So I didn't want to lead into it. I spent a lot of the day. This was the early bird day. I was looking for records. You know, you go to a record fair and gasp, you want to look for records. But I knew Chad was there. I saw him. His table was very busy. A lot of the fanboys and people just wanted to meet him. He couldn't admit he was very gracious with us and he was very nice. But I waited till about, what do you say, Arnaldo, 2, 3 in the afternoon. I want him to be a little tired in case this was he took a swing at me. I wanted to make sure that my reflexes were tuned up more than his in case he took a jab at me, because I didn't know this could have potentially been a terrible first encounter. So I go up and Arnaldo was talking to him at the time. They're talking about a lot of different things. And as I walked up, Chad looked at me, my male model looks, and then he looked in my torso region and he said, he started chuckling because he knew instantly what the score was. And he liked it. He smiled, he chuckled, and then he instantly put his gaze on me, his look, and then we had a nice conversation. So Mazzy, he didn't throw a punch at me. I can't promise that he wouldn't do the same to you if you guys met, but I would like to think that time heals all wounds, and I think that I think that the ice around Chad's heart from that day is melting.
Ice castles.
So yeah, ice castles. Rev, you here? So I think that a Pulitzer photograph. Arnaldo took it. So Arnaldo, you want to send that one in?
By the way, I want to point out the fashionista, the Chance being on that photo with a double shirt combo there.
I saw that. Yeah.
Well, Jose,
yeah, right?
I'm glad you brought that up, because the sweatshop that Mazzy employs to make that T-shirt, it's kind of like a turkey neck. It's very roomy, and you know, I didn't want people seeing my luscious chest sweater underneath, so I had to double up. I had to put the white on black. I had to double up, just like when I was in college. 2 shirts makes me look a little bit more beefier, a little bit more in shape. So yes, Jose.
Let's just say that they're not true to size.
They're not true to size. So Mazzy, if you want to redevelop the merch, yeah, they're a lot big, Kendall. I'm glad we're talking about this, because Mazzy and that sweatshop that he employs to make the merchandise, you may want to talk to your procurement guy about getting form-fitting T-shirts. But that's free advice. That's free advice. Well, Marty is here. Good to see you, Marty. So there's that story. So Chad was very nice. He talked to us. He told us about the event. In fact, Mazzy, I would recommend you come to the summit, October 16th through 18th, Salina, Kansas. You can broadcast. You can break dance. You can go to their hamburger stand with me if you'd like. I think he was very welcoming to the event. I even asked for a personal tour of the Vinyl Vault. You guys heard it. He said, yep, the Vinyl Vault's open. I don't know if he's going to lock me in the Vinyl Vault, but he said the Vinyl Vault.
They handcuff you when you go in there, actually.
As long as the handcuffs are around the front, I'm okay. And if they're in the back, it's going to be a long day. So
walk like a penguin, you know.
So anyway, we'll do the WFME thing. We'll just do it real quick, and then we'll get, because I want to bring everybody back in here. Arnaldo, overall impression of this year's Record
Fair? It was good. I felt a lot more relaxed this time. Sunday, I enjoyed more than Saturday. I did enjoy the early bird shopping. We got there a very good time. Hit the 2 tables that I was interested in to hit first, and I got some really great stuff. And then there was Sunday with the Sunday special. I walked away with 2 things that, one, made Chance very mad, but you were flipping through the wrong box, Chance.
This guy's an opportunistic guy, and we're going to talk about it in bonus cuts.
I was done.
Bonus tracks. He was done. This guy was tapping out, and I said, "There's but one more box. We'll tell that story in bonus tracks. This is just a high level.
Yeah, very much. That's it. Yeah, no, it was very good. It does pay. Does pay off to go towards the end, because dealers will give you a very good deal, because the less records they can bring home, probably the better.
I think that's accurate.
Can I just tell one little story? This is for Jose. Jose, so I bring a record to trade, right? A very, very important record. I'm not going to tell you which one because you're going to get upset. And
it was Lulu.
Most of them said, no, I'm not trading. The only guy that showed interest in trading, I opened the box and he says, I have 4 of those already. So that's it.
Why wouldn't you tell me which one it is?
Because you're going to get upset if just at the thought that I wanted to trade it.
Is it the Lulu one?
No, it's the Karen Dalton.
Oh, all right. Well, that's fine. I mean,
but he had 4 of them.
But who just a guy that had 4 of them?
Yeah. No, it was a dealer, right?
Wow, yeah. I mean, that happens. That actually happened to me on the weekend. There was a guy wanted me to. He was like, I have a rare record, and he didn't want to tell me what it was. So I went to his store, and when I got there, I already have that record. So it is disappointing when it happens. What happened to Chance? He fucking.
Listen, I was blowing my nose. I figured nobody want to see that on television.
You made yourself big when you did that. So that was.
Well, listen, I'm not used to going off screen. I apologize. I know that we pay a lot for this pro, so I apologize to the 100+ people watching. I appreciate that, but yes.
All right, so somebody show some records for fuck's sake.
We're gonna show records. We got to cut this into a quick one because.
Right.
So Chris, let's get your take, and I'll give my take, and then we'll wrap up pod proper because I want to bring Sam and Kendall back to the conversation. Groove Seeker,
yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I was way more experienced and relaxed this time too, so I was dialed in. I didn't go with a list except for 1 or 2 things I was really looking for. Early bird's the way to go. I'm psyched that next year is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I feel like even last year when all mayhem broke loose at 1:00 on Friday, it wasn't as bad as this year.
Dude, it was terrible. It was so bad. Rough. There were people that were there I never even ran into. Jazz Bum Mike was allegedly there. Mike Notes and Tones was there. I never saw the guys. Never saw them.
Yeah, I once that 1:00 hit, like it was tough to get to tables and stuff. Backed out. Did a little bit more Saturday afternoon. Sunday went early with you guys. It was like a breeze. There was nobody there, and it was a lot more relaxing. Best part was seeing all you guys. I had such a good time, like on the hang, just being around everybody and getting to see people in person. So that's the best part for me. The records were amazing, but the hang with everybody was the best. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. Never going to pay for parking again in the city. Thanks, Arnaldo. And that's it. That's it for me.
Yeah, I agree. The hang is always the best part.
Real New Yorkers don't pay for parking in the city.
Oh, real New Yorkers. This guy. You give this guy a new contract. Listen to this stuff. I can't believe it.
Saturday I had to, but Sunday, I was pretty exhausted Sunday. I was not thinking straight.
Yeah, I agree. The hang was the top part. I learned a long time ago, and I saw a video from a new friend of the show, I think Clash City Rocker. Hopefully I got that right, Michael. He's a guy who went to Austin for the first time recently, did a video on it. I'd highly recommend checking out his channel. And it was his first record show, which we'll talk about in the second hour. And he was a little underwhelmed. Now, I heard Austin in the fall show is a little underwhelming as a whole, so I felt bad because typically it's a strong show. For whatever reason, it sounded like the fall show. They didn't even sell tables into the back room there. But I understood where he was coming from because the first time I went to one of these big conventions, I was expecting to find all these grails. I thought it would be like vinyl Nirvana. You'd walk in and there'd be glowing and it'd be all the records that you wanted to add were right there. Spoiler alert, that's not how this shit works. It's like anything else. Availability is your greatest ability. And you just got to go. And what we'll talk about in second hour, like what I picked up, I don't think I found any home runs, but I found a lot of doubles, a lot of triples, to use a baseball analogy. So anyway, that was my take. I agree with everything the guy said. Early bird's always the way to go. You get that first access, plus you get less people to winning combination. Dealers weren't really willing to deal. I noticed there was a lot of, at least early on, there was a lot of the price is the price, which, hey, that happens sometimes. But, no is an answer. But sometimes even saving $5 will go well. But I think it's right up there with Austin as one of the best shows in the country. I'm sure it's not Den Bosch, Den Bosch.
So compared to Austin, since now you've been to both at least twice.
Yep.
Well, your thoughts? I've never been to Austin.
Yeah, I mean, Austin's a bigger venue. Now, again, this was the same place 2 years in a row. I know it was that place in Brooklyn 3 years ago. It may change locations. I love the convention center because it's not as loud. Because I think Alan, if Alan always is here, a couple people had said, "Oh, you guys should do a live stream from the record fair." It was just too loud. I brought little mics. Like I was prepped for it. I even had thumbnails ready. But the reality is, like Chris said, at 1:00 when the general public came in, it was a true release the hound situation. It was loud as fuck. You can write that one down because you couldn't even hear yourself think, let alone try to negotiate. It was just so many people. Whereas Austin, I think it's probably comparable in terms of amount of people. David, would you agree? It's just more span. There's more spread. And so,
yes, the ceiling's real high in Austin. The ceiling is real high.
Yeah, I think from a venue perspective that trumps. I hear Den Bosch is the same thing. It's like a convention center, that kind of thing. But
to your point, the Greenpoint location. I mean, not is it Greenpoint? The one that is it called Green? It's like Queens, where they had it 2 years ago. It's a much bigger venue, and tables are more spread out. It's not as claustrophobic. And
I think if you can afford it, I would encourage any kind of. And I talked to Kobe from VinylCon. Arnaldo introduced me. I would encourage any kind of promoter of those events. Space is always a good idea. I know, like you don't want it to look too expansive because then it looks like it's underattended. But as a traveler, as somebody who is, some people are hauling their luggage around because they're getting their flight later, etc. Like space is never too much. Space is never a bad thing. My opinion.
I think they choose the Manhattan location because it's more accessible for a lot of people.
Of course.
The location in Queens was not accessible. I would say almost not accessible by public transportation easily. So that was a bit of a downer. But we have what's it called? The convention center on the west side, the Javits. They could rent out a portion of that. I mean, they do it for Comic-Con. So
yeah.
But to put a bow on real quick, put a bow on Arnaldo's question. I would say they're comparable, WFMU and Austin. It's just region. Like I've said this before, different shows and regionalities just offer more things. Like when I go to WFMU, I'm focused on soul, hip hop, and like expensive records, right? When I go to Austin, I'm looking for more country. I'm looking for more classic rock, that kind of stuff. So it's you have to go to kind of know, because I wouldn't, going in blind, you think it's going to be a buffet of vinyl. And to an extent, that's the case. But in New York, WFMU, there wasn't a ton of cheapies. I'll say you go to Austin, there's a lot. I'm saying a lot. There's a plentiful amount of $5 guys,
reasonably priced records. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, if you're a collection builder, that's probably a good new Chicago.
There were a few dealers that had cheaper records. Not a lot.
Right. They're there. Yeah. Don't get twisted. This isn't some kind of like elite, Bushwood Country Club kind of thing. But I would say that if you're going to collection build, Austin's a good spot. Chicago's a good spot. But just know before you go, if that makes sense. And listen, if you listen to us, we're giving you the tips of the trade for free for right now. Anyway,
just
all
to
right.
describe for people, just on the early bird when it ends, just to describe to people what it's like. It's like in Caddyshack when the caddies get their 15 minutes of fame in the movie. That's what it's like. It's just chaos once 1 o'clock hits. It's just a nutty scene. So early bird is definitely the way to go. It's worth the money.
But yeah, I mean, to put a bow on this, talking about, so Joel's here, staticaTXrecords.com. He says, I need to go to LA VinylCon one year. The Cali dealers always have a ton of the kind of records I'm interested in. Yeah, I mean, California, Kobe and I were talking about this. Like, VinylCon is a good idea there because they have the Orange County show, they have the Hollywood show, there's the swap meets, all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't feel like there's a definitive California show. I said the same thing about Florida. I know there's the Orlando show, but man, they need and I know they're doing it at VinylCon Atlanta. Kobe did let me into that before they announced it, but they need a Southeast thing. North Carolina, you know what I mean? Like, Kendall, would you go to a convention if it was 3 hours away by drive? Would that be intriguing to you?
I mean, they've done shows, not like huge shows, but they've had small conventions, and sure. I've thought about going. It's never lined up with my schedule. But I mean, I know people that have gone and have gotten some good stuff there. I've never had the opportunity to go.
And we're talking like big shows, like there's like I have my local St. Louis show, we have the Metro East show. There's like Kendall's saying, there's like local shows, like go to the local shows because that's where you can. I mean, touch them all. I always say touch them all because you don't know, you can find some gold. There's black gold in them hills, in Sam's area in Virginia, right? Like if there's events, go because you don't know what you can find. But in terms of bigger, conventions, like I do think there's an opportunity for Southeast. Pacific Northwest, I know there's like a Seattle show. I'm sure Portland, if some of my Pacific Northwest guys are here, you can comment on that piece. But anyway, what do we call a enhancement or developmental opportunity? And I think Kobe at VinylCon is well on his way. I had a great conversation with him. Maybe he'll come on the pod. We'll see. We were negotiating. We were doing the dance. We'll see how that works. We're going to end with this one. Well, actually, I'm going to end with the second one. The Wax is asking, how do you get the smell of Kenny G records out of his microwave? Great question. I would say don't put Kenny G records in the microwave to begin with. Kendall, would you agree? I know you're a big Kenny G man.
I mean, I would say if you want to get the Kenny G smell out, just put a Michael Bolton one in there instead.
Whoa. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Is that an Office Space reference?
No, that is Love Is a Wonderful Thing, Michael Bolton. That is not that turncoat Xerox copier destroyer. And then John Moreno's here. He said, "Hey, Chance, Rockaway Records is waiting for you to return." Arnaldo made their acquaintance at the Rockaway table at WFMU and saw a couple of choice cuts that he was thinking about. But we're going to talk about that in bonus tracks. That's why you stick around, because we cover it all. We cover it all. I want to thank my guests. This is the end of podcast proper. We'll have it up maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see. I'm under the weather a little bit. Thank my guests. The ringleader, Arnaldo. Fidelius_frequency, putting out a lot of good content lately. Arnaldo, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night, everyone.
David Bianco on the road, but still tuning in from a 5-star resort. Do they call that what's that one? No, I don't want to get you in trouble, Mrs. Bianco. David, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
John Bong is bringing up our star power, and we're going to get more from him on the next hour. Jose, always glad to have you on the program, sir.
Thanks for having me and Snoopy.
And Plush Snoopy making a debut. It's not as powerful as our other debut. Americana Sam, the channel, YouTube, the place. Sam, thanks for joining us. Stick around. We do the second hour because
Son of Sam Records.
Oh no, we're not doing Son of Sam. Sam, thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
Kendall, returning champion. He was asking, when can I get on Surface Noise again? I said, whenever we can have as many people as possible. Kendall, Kendall, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And then the Groove Seeker, my body guy, my bodyguard. Nobody tried to pickpocket me. It was a great account. And he's not the only Tone Poet Society member here on the presentation. We've had a lot of people coming out of the woodwork. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Feel better, pal.
Well, I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying. And when we get into bonus tracks here shortly, I'm really going to muscle up. It's what I'm trying to do. Let me get off of this. And then we have this great segue that I'm totally butchering when we just hit this one. And somebody's typing. David, are you getting housekeeping involved? Are you typing housekeeping, saying that
yes,
the robes are not up to your skin satisfaction?
I need more bottles of water, you know.
Yes, that's. I would highly encourage
that. When did you got to Mexico City, David?
Wednesday morning. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I believe Saturday. Yeah.
It's very cold right now. Well, not really cold, but cold. When I left, it's probably
a little bit.
See, Marty. Yeah, so there's a Portland show. I thought there was, but I think, there's a show in Orlando. Yeah, we were talking about regional record shows. Listen to the first hour, because if you listen to this is what put out Mondays. This is the second helping of this particular brand of nonsense. We call it bonus tracks, branding. Intentional. The Wax does say that Amoeba had a Kenny G record on the wall last week. Wow. The prices and expectations. Who knew?
It was scratch and sniff. You could smell the hairspray.
It was perm, right? Because
Right.
He's got a wonderful permanent. They call it permanent, I think is what they call the
It's a
people.
permanent. Yeah.
Permanent. Yeah. Sam's got a nice coif. He knows the terminology when you've got great hair. Mr. Stickerman, right. Rockaway Records is starting up an online auction site. Well, there goes the neighborhood because there goes their good stuff. They have a nice website. You go to rockawayrecords.com.
Yeah, at least it doesn't look like they made it in the 90s.
Gee, I wonder who you're talking about, Jose. Who could it be? Who
could be that or a cult, right? A cult website.
Well, let's talk. Let's break up the monotony. I want to get my guys involved because we just dominated the WFMU stuff. These guys did some homework because we do try to do some show prep, and the topic at hand, it's not really a topic. It's just kind of pontificating. Records to make your collection better. Records to make your collection better. So I think, Arnaldo, did you go get some records? David cannot have records because he's saving his empty boxes for new records, acquisitions, if you will.
Let's let the guests go first.
Yeah. Listen, we sucked the air out of that first segment. So I want to start with our newest attendee, Surface Noise debut, Americana Sam St. John. Any other names I'm forgetting? This is the guy. What are some records that you would say you have that would make anyone's collection better? What would you recommend?
Well, I'm kind of all over the place with some stuff here. I've got, a mix of power pop. I've got, one of my bluegrass guys because I am in Virginia. But this is a record that I talk about a lot, and I don't think enough people give it the time of day. I know a lot of people, that have listened to this have kind of been like, converted to this guy. Because when you think about him, you think, 80s, 90s country. But this is an album by Marty Stewart.
Nice.
Who, he was one of the, the tight jean wearing guys in, the 90s. But this is an album called Way Out West, which came out in 2017. And it's produced by Mike Campbell of the Heartbreakers, who, again, those that know my channel know Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers are, they're way up there for me. But this record is like a kind of a concept-y kind of record. It's kind of got like that, mid-career Birds feel to it. It's got some psychedelia. It's got some jingle jangle 12-string kind of stuff. Plus, those that know Marty know that he owns the guitar that was played by Clarence White, the big time guitar player. B Bender guitar. It's just a great sound. But if you like, again, kind of spacey country, Birds kind of stuff, this is just absolute, corker is the word of the word of the month.
Sam, there's this guy, Beer and Vinyl. I don't know if you've heard of him. He says he's a question for you. Sam, where did you get that record?
I believe it was from a gentleman out there in the Midwest. Sent it to me about a year or so ago. I believe his name is Beer and Vinyl.
The same guy, or is that a different guy?
Jeez.
No, that's the same guy.
Okay.
He sent it to me. So yeah, thank you, Alex. I mean, this is a record that I've had since it came out in 2017, but I didn't have the vinyl until about a year or so ago when Alex sent it. But yeah, I've seen Marty like 6 times. I saw him when he played him and his band, the Superlatives. They backed up Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman of the Byrds in 2018 when they were doing Sweetheart of the Rodeo live for the 50th, and they played the whole record and then a bunch of Byrd songs. But they're one of the best touring bands going. They tour all the time. I saw him twice this year. But yeah, this to me, if you take no other albums from this, the little stack that I have here, this album is fantastic. Yeah, and Mazzy knows. I know. Yeah, he talks about Marty a lot, and Marty has this great, kind of cosmic country sound that's just so cool. And this is just like an atmospheric record too.
Nice.
But yeah, this is just a banger, as they say.
Well, to borrow a phrase, let's do a twofer. Give us another one, and then we'll go. We'll pass the rock to Kendall.
All right. Well, let me jump to this. This is another one of those big albums that I think this is my favorite album of last year. And again, fans of the channel know how much I like to pimp these guys out. But the Lemon Twigs,
I love that album.
This was their album. A Dream Is All We Know.
I believe
Michael and
Kendall
Brian
gave me a copy of that. If I'm being topical, Kendall.
I did give you a copy of that. I did.
This was the milkshake color vinyl is what they call it. So,
that was straight up white, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's white. Michael and Brian D'Addario, the brothers. Their dad is Ronnie D'Addario, big power pop guy. But this album, I believe, was recorded all analog, which is pretty cool because these guys are in their mid to late 20s, and this album it oozes Brian Wilson kind of production. They have that little bit of glam element to them. Like they hang out a lot with Todd Rundgren, and Sean Ono Lennon has played with them a couple times. He plays bass on one track on this, but just again, it's a great mix. It's a great rock and pop record. I listened to this album so much last year, and these guys they're producing a bunch of artists that are kind of in the same vein. But if you like that 60s and early 70s kind of pop stuff, it's bubblegum to the ears, and it's so good. But yeah, this is the most recent one. I saw them.
Favorite albums from last year.
Yeah.
Great. And I think Brian came out with a solo album this year, right?
He did. Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet.
I have it. It's a little bit more. If you like the Lemon Twigs, you'll like it because his brother is on about half the tracks. But I think he called it more like psychedelic country. I don't really hear that as much. There's probably some more, like Monkees, Michael Nesmith kind of feel to it. But it's solid. It's called Till the Morning. And that came out like in February-ish. It was earlier. It'll definitely make my top 10 list at the end of the year.
And if I'm not mistaken, Sam, that's a pretty affordable record. That's like low 20s, I think.
Yeah. Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, Lemon Twigs. Yeah.
Yeah. It's standard, retail. It's not a gatefold or anything like that. I will say that the weird thing about the Lemon Twigs, other than this album and the album prior, which is called Everything Harmony, which is also a really good record, a lot of their stuff goes out of print, and it might take it a while to come back. I know their third record, I could not find it anywhere. It was again just a single. It was going for like $50, $45, and then I found it at my local store for about 35 or so. It was unsealed, but yeah, this is affordable. I believe it's still out there. I don't know what variants are still out there, but black vinyl is definitely still available. But
now, Paul got the assignment. Paul says KO Pectate.
About this one?
That's it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Kendall, which one do you have?
Is this what you're talking about?
No. Yeah. What's it called? It's the third. That's their first.
I can't. Oh yeah, this is Do Hollywood. Right.
Let's Do Hollywood. It's where the third one that looks like they're like in a glam band.
Oh, I don't want to talk about now. Yeah.
Yeah. They're almost like almost look like like Andy Warhol kind of looking. I can't remember the name of that, but it's the third record. Yeah, Alex might be able to tell me in the comments there.
Kendall's auditioning for a whack-a-mole. He's just pulling records left and right. So that's a great transition.
Where's Jose? Kendall needs to take lessons from Jose when he just like pulls out. Oh, that record.
Oh, look.
Bang, here it is.
He does the Magic Johnson. He just reaches out. Yeah.
Whatever record. It doesn't have to be alphabetical. It doesn't have to be any specific genre. He seems to know, like, without even looking. Oh, it's right here.
It's like a sixth sense. He just knows his collection that well. It's amazing. All right, Kendall, give us a couple. Let's do two for records.
Well, I will say that Lemon Twigs record was my album of the year last year. So
yeah,
great album.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so I will start off with these two because I mean, your collection can't be complete unless you have these 2 albums. I mean, you got to have the Wrestling Album 1 and the Wrestling Album 2.
Yeah. So for our visually impaired
Yeah.
people at home, can you describe these luscious pieces of wax that you're holding up right now?
Yeah, I mean, so the Wrestling Album 1 has Vince McMahon, Mean Gene Okerlund, Jesse the Body, and the Wrestling Album 2 has the late great Hulk Hogan on it. I mean, come on.
And
what more
these are the entrance songs. This is when the fusion of wrestling and rock and roll came together at culmination WrestleMania 1. Arnaldo, you've been to the venue. Madison Square Garden. Cyndi Lauper was there. Captain Lou Albano was there. Liberace was there. Muhammad Ali was there.
Yeah. I mean, you wanted to hear wrestlers sing to you. You wanted to hear Mean Gene actually sing a song for you. You wanted to hear Hulk Hogan play bass. I mean,
Hulk Hogan was an actual musician.
What was better than that?
That's right. Yep.
Yes. I mean, Coco Beware. I mean, what was better than having them sing for you? I mean, you got to see them on TV actually wrestle, but then you actually got to take it home and put it on your record player and have them sing to you as well. And on the Wrestling Album 1, you even got to have the commentary from Vince McMahon, Mean Gene, and Jesse the Body too, in between each song. It was great. What more could you ask for as a wrestling fan and a music fan?
Groove Seeker, has this motivated you to go track these records down for your collection?
Captain Lou Albano lived in my town. I know his granddaughter, and I got to send you some clips. He used to do local commercials for some of the businesses here. It doesn't demotivate me. I don't know if I'll seek them out, but perhaps if I'm at a store, I might scoop them if I see them.
Fair enough. And they're not easy. They're not easy nor hard to find. You just have to be looking for them. Is that fair to say, Kendall?
I will say that is true, because this one I did pick up at my local. This one I will say thank you, Chance, for scooping this one up and sending it to me, because I could not find this one. But yeah, thank you.
Are they as good as the Terry Bradshaw record?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say almost anything can beat the Terry Bradshaw record. So.
Wow, Terry Bradshaw taking shots. I mean that's terrible. David's going to leave us. He sent me a private note. David, I'm sorry we couldn't get you out of here before the Terry Bradshaw assassination attempt. But David, I really appreciate you joining us from Mexico City, and fill us in on your next audio excursion on the channel soon.
Will do, guys. Thanks.
Right.
Have a good show.
Have a good night, David.
Yep.
Good night, David.
I think it's the wrestling talk, Kendall. If you would have done maybe the world class territory with the Von Erichs, so he went.
That's true.
All right, that's pretty good.
Freebirds.
Oh yeah, well, actually, I wish I had. So I have do you guys have a section in your collection and your shelves for just like oddball stuff? Like I have the Michael P.S. Hayes Freebird.
You have that record? Nice.
Record, yeah, I got it from Record Safari years ago. Anyway, I have goofy stuff like that. Arnaldo.
Yeah.
I know you're maybe on borrowed time too, because you're without internet, but you are hotspotting it with your mobile phone. I think they call it mobile smartphone. What? How about a record or two that you would say?
I just pulled two. One.
That's all we need. That's all we need to get
one. I've owned this record on CD since it came out, and I've had other copies that were not up to snuff. And I happened to pick one up at WFMU, which I was curious about. Maybe one day I'll come across an original. So Jeff Buckley, Grace, everyone should have this in their collection. Sings like an angel, rocks like I don't know. He's got a great backing band. He does some amazing covers. Lilac Wine on here. It's originally, I believe, Nina Simone. Chris, right? Nina Simone sang it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Of course. I think he did the definitive version of Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. And then some fantastic originals. Lover, You Should Have Come Over. Last Goodbye. I mean, yeah, if you don't know this record, you should. And if you don't own it, you should just go ahead and buy it. Because, yeah, this is the case where I think, you know how offspring of musicians that want to be musicians are never quite as good as their parent? This is the case where he is 100 times better than the parent, in my opinion.
Wow.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, what are you talking about, Tim Buckley? Yes. But it's sad that we lost him so soon. His second record was not finished. Tom Verlaine tried to piece it together. Somehow it was good, but it left you wondering what Jeff Buckley would have wanted had he been able to finish it. And the sketches, as a matter of fact, it's called Sketches of My Sweetheart the Drunk, because it was supposed to be called My Sweetheart the Drunk. And yeah, we still miss Jeff Buckley, but his music is still here, and you should listen to it, and you should get it.
Did you watch the documentary yet?
Not yet. I need to be in the right state of mind, because I know it's going to make me sad. So
it's sad. It's very sad,
exactly.
But it's good.
And another record that I think everyone should have this in their collection. One of my top 10 all-time favorite records. Like, this is there along with Revolver. I'm not gonna. The Queen is Dead. So, Hats by the Blue Nile. Even Taylor Swift gave it a nod, which means that other people of her age, at least, should be somewhat interested in this record, or should be at least curious to listen to it. Annie Lennox did one song on here, The Downtown Lights, and not sure if Rod Stewart did one, but this is a record that I typically put on in the evening. It's a nice, let's say, I don't want to say relaxing, but if you've had a bad day and you put this record on, from the very first song, I think it can get you out of a bad mood at any time. At least that's the effect that it has on for me. I don't know how to describe this record. Some people, late 80s, they're not I don't call them like an 80s sound, but I don't know. You guys help me here. Do you have this? Jose, you should have this.
No, I don't.
This is a record Jose does not have.
No, I don't.
Do you know this record?
No, I don't.
Whoa,
Jose!
It's sold more than,
do you know the Blue Nile?
30,000 copies. So
do I know what?
Do you know the Blue Nile? They don't make noise. So
no, I don't.
Okay, the next copy I find, I'll send it to you, Jose.
All right, I don't know that one.
It was just reissued just a couple of years ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Well, it's funny because Henry S. He said the Smiths. This is a big surprise, Arnaldo. We thought there would have to be a Smith.
Well, it was going to be too predictable.
All right, I like. We thought you would zig, but you
because
zagged.
then everyone's going to be like, "Oh man, again with the Smiths records." This guy and the Smiths.
My man. All right, Groove Seeker. You want to go next?
Yep. So Kendall, pick a number between 1 and 7.
4.
Okay. Nice. This is kind of a new one. Still in the shrink a little bit. I haven't really cataloged it yet. But
Chris, I hear a lot. I hear a lot of noise with those sleeves. Have you considered Vinyl Storage Solutions as your sleeve alternative? I hear there's a code Concert Buddy BUDDIE potentially could save you 10%. Food for thought.
I'll take it under advisement. Billy
I
Strings.
I don't know if Tall Poet Society members can use those sleeves. Oh shit!
Record.
Throw that back up. Sorry.
This is Billy Strings and Brian Sutton live at the Legion. So I wouldn't say I'm a bluegrass fan, but Billy Strings is something a little bit beyond bluegrass to me. I think he's one of the best guitar players in the world. He can basically play anything. Of course, he has his bluegrass stuff. He sat in with Fish. He sat in with Tool. He sat in with The Dead. He sat in with God knows who else. This is just a really cool, intimate record. I think it's a benefit for for the troops. It was at a American Legion in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's just I think he was a fan of Brian Sutton, if I'm not mistaken. They just kind of show up. You can tell they rehearse for a couple of days, and they're just calling out songs, calling out keys, and it's a really cool recording, really really intimate live album. It came out like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I like Billy String's solo stuff, but I mean studio stuff, but I always find I'm going back to his live stuff. So this would be one of my recommendations. And even if you don't like bluegrass or you're turned off by traditional bluegrass, Billy's just he's got that influence, obviously heavy-handed influence, but it's just a little bit different than what you're used to hearing. Of course, there's a bunch of traditionals on here, but they do a great Dylan cover on side D, Don't Think Twice, It's All Right, which Billy's known for doing. But this is really cool. Somebody said it was a great record. Was that you, Kendall?
I did say that.
Yeah. So share some thoughts on it, man. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
No, I mean, I agree. The back and forth between him and Brian with the guitar playing is great, but also just you could tell that they just have this like kinship between them, like that they just know what they're gonna do before they do it. So like it just meshes so well together that you could tell they did rehearse, but they didn't have to rehearse that much, and so it just makes it that much more special. And like it's just like you said, it's so intimate because there's a small crowd, which I love that so much more than like a huge crowd, because it just feels like you're almost there with them. The recording sounds great. And like you said, like all the songs are like really traditional songs, and there's a few covers in there like of, like the Dylan song. I think there's another one that's I don't remember, but I mean, it's so well done. It's probably my favorite live album he's done. It's just, and I love the fact that it's just 2 guitars. Like it's not a full band. It's just 2 guitars going back and forth, and the camaraderie of them when they also just talk back and forth too, just makes it that much more fun too.
Yeah. What's really great is that if you listen to Billy talk, and he's been on Beato, he's just on Howard Stern, he's been interviewed by a lot of different sources. He knows the history of the music. And I think when he meets a guy like Sutton on this, Sutton recognizes that. So to your point too, the camaraderie is there, but it's also like 2 seasoned jazz musicians stepping in with one another. They understand the vocabulary. So the play between them is just unbelievable. Like I said, even if I'm not a bluegrass aficionado. I don't know the subgenres of bluegrass. It's definitely bluegrass influenced and Americana. But
Chris,
it's not.
may I introduce you to Americana Sam? We have him on the panel.
I was just going there. So Sam, do you know this record?
I don't know the record, but I saw Billy once a couple of years ago in an arena show, and then I didn't realize. I mean, I saw that record had come out. I don't own it. It is on my want list. I saw Brian with a bluegrass group that he was in for a long time called Hot Rise, where one of the players is a gentleman named Tim O'Brien, who's really big in the like progressive. I say progressive bluegrass, but progressive bluegrass just means they were playing songs that weren't traditional old time music. So like they were playing, Dylan songs. Gordon Lightfoot was another big one that people played. And so I saw Brian play with Hot Rise. It was a band that I think they started in the late 70s. So I know both of the players, and the fact that they got together, like you said, in that hall is really incredible. And I mean I like the 2 guitars. Those are some of my favorite types of records to put on the turntable. Like those acoustic records are they make you realize how good your speakers are, and all that stuff. It's just it's all just like it's a great thing to test your speakers with, and it's one that I keep forgetting about it because there's so many other records that I want, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Well, it's worth the stream at the very least. It's
oh yeah.
So Sam, pick a number between 1 and 6.
Oh man.
Chance, I have to leave. And
Jose, I was going to get to you. Can you stick around to share some records or no?
You want to go to Jose? Go ahead.
Can I do that real quick? Because
let's do it real quick. We'll come back to Chris. Yeah, let's go back. I want bong. I need some bong in my life.
Because it's like 10 p.m. and over here, and they already told me to get the fuck. Yeah,
it's like 11 p.m. here.
That's the witching hour. What are you talking about? Come on,
now. Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care. All right,
get it, Groove Seeker. All right, give us 2 quick ones, and then you got to bounce.
All right, so they played yesterday and today in Mexico City. I wish I could have stayed for like 1 or 2 days more. But this is Stereo Lab. This is a French English band that everybody should own. They're one of the most consistent bands to ever exist. I think people should own at least one of their records. I'm gonna leave. But this is the triple LP edition they put out. I think it's beautiful, strange pop. Again, I wish I could have gone to see them, but I think they're one of the best bands in recent memory, and it's just they have a beautiful sound. And I think this record in particular, it's everybody should have it. Right? Is
that their best album in your assessment, Jose?
That's a tough question. I would say this is the one that I play the most.
Okay.
So you can do whatever assessment you want from that. So that's that.
All right. Next.
Can I speed run some? Yeah.
If you want to.
All right. This is so that was like poppy, weird, rocky, psychedelic, Frenchy music, and this is just straight up ambient. I think everybody should, if you're gonna own one ambient record, I would suggest this. This is music for 9 postcards, which is can you check it out there? Hiroshi Yoshimura. Hiroshi Yoshimura. This came out on Empire of Signs, which is the I think Light in the Attics owns this. I don't remember, but this is a beautiful, very slow, it's either raining or snowing, or there's nothing going on in your life, or you're happy or you're sad kind of record. It's a very present record, but it accomplishment what ambient music should, which is that you could pay attention to it and be amused and just forget about it and just stay in the mood very subconsciously. So I Paul, you want me to show?
Yeah, Breakfast King of Loyola says, "Come on, Jose, show a record I don't have already." That's a hashtag humble brag, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. All right, I could show something else.
Give us one to grow on since you're taking off. Give us one more.
One more. All right. Well, I got in the spirit of over at WFMU Air God Records, got a big, huge fucking box of Kath Bloom records that were like unopened, new old stock. I was in Mexico City from Saturday till yesterday, and I had a good chance to get a bunch of records, like 50 copies of a record that of an artist that I'm going to reissue some stuff. But if you're into like John Fahey, if you like that primitive guitar, if you do like whatever you want to call it, Americana or whatever, very then you would probably like this. This is a very under the radar album. They only made I think 500 copies. I was talking with the guy that put it out. He said that the thing about the label, they wanted it to be like ephemeral, just like exist, sold out, and you can't get them anymore. So there are no plans to getting reissue, but I got some copies for probably a store that I sell records to called Sound and probably Argot, I don't know yet. So this is a record I would suggest people at least try to get whenever.
Let's go. I ain't got all day.
All right, Jose, I had to play our latest drop.
But so these are minty copies of Rolando Chia's Sara Juega Y, which again, this is not a household name at all, but incredible guy. I met him during on Monday at UNAM in Mexico City, and I don't know, just check it out. I think if you like Americana, you guys were talking about, stuff like that. And again, this guy didn't knew that John Fahey existed. This is Mexico in 1986. So next year, it's going to be, 40 years
40
of this record, and I don't know, it's just a beautiful instrumental guitar that I think people should know. Internet didn't exist, so he didn't actually knew that John Fahey existed at all. But that's what it reminds me of. It's weird tunings, very beautiful sounding guitar. It's a record you could again just put on and listen to it, or even forget it's there, and it brings you in a good mood. So I don't know, just it's on YouTube, so it's not like, and I might have 40 copies of this soon, so but that's it. All right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And
Jose is a strong showing. Thank you for sticking around amidst the jeers and cheers from the crowd. And he can't stop himself. He's showing yet another record. This man, you know what? You cannot be stopped. You can only hope to contain him, Dan.
I have this King Gizzard record and a bunch of set lists from King Gizzard.
Nice. The Giz.
Yes. So if you have King Gizzard records with set lists on, that's always good, right? So fuck it, vote me out. I don't talk anymore.
Jose, we need walk-off music for you. We have walk-in music. We don't have walk-off music. But Chris, the final tally on F-bongs today.
This was a legendary night as the official bong archivist of F-bombs on the Surface Noise record show. He started off out of the gate with 10. He went into a little bit of a drought for about 45 minutes. He just said 5, bringing his total to 15 for the evening. 15. So strong first quarter, lull in the second, the third, but you ended the game strong, got your team to W. Congrats with those 15 F-bombs.
Send them home happy, Bonger. All right, we'll see you next week, Jose.
Well, all right. Somebody's asking if you want a copy, just reach out on.
Oh, hang on. This man's doing business. He can't be bothered unless there's dollars on the table. He's being asked.
And Henry S is like, leave, you fucking asshole. So I'm gonna leave. Right.
16.
All right. So fuck you. All right.
17.
John Havlicek. We'll see you soon, Bonger. Thank you.
John
Havlicek. All right, Groove Seeker. We're gonna pass the rock back to you because you are mid showing, and so let's get this other one.
Sam, give me a number. Sam. 1 to 6.
Do number one. Do number one.
Okay. Oh. This is Yusef Lateef's Detroit. This is a jazz musician. This is not a jazz record, in my opinion. I didn't know this was super rare. This is the only reissue of it. I actually saw an original at WFMU this weekend, but it was super beat. Otherwise, I probably would have picked it up. This is a really funky record. It was 1969. Cecil McBee on bass, Bernard Purdy on drums, Eric Gale is on most of the guitar tracks. There's a couple other big names on here that are escaping me. Even if you're not a jazz fan, this is worth a listen. Show on Vinyl Dreamscape. This has, again, Detroit references, or inspired by Detroit, so you should check it out. But this is a really cool, fun record. Most people, when they hear Yusef Lateef, they're not really into it, but this is something a little bit different that you can grab onto. So,
Paul Breakfast King says most of the tracks are named for places in Detroit.
So Bishop School, Livingston Playground, Belle Isle. Yeah, you're right about that. I never knew that. I should probably read the liner notes. But this was reissued. I'm waiting for this label to do more. Arc Records did this, and they did a Roberta Flack anthology or compilation as well right before they released this. But I haven't heard anything from them since they dropped this. But this is an awesome reissue. We think Bernie cut this from the original tapes. Fun record, worth a stream at the very least.
All right. Well, let me throw a couple out there. And then we're gonna tackle one more thing of show, and then we'll show a couple of records from WFMU if that's okay, because I know people are asking.
Yeah.
Arnaldo already did his video, but if Arnaldo wanted to pull out his top 2 And if one of them is the one that I will, maybe we can tie our story back in where Arnaldo pushed me to the ground while he took this record out from under my cold dead body. All right, so let me show my two for this segment, and then we'll move on to brighter pastures. I'll just make this. Well, no, this is for Cesar. He likes this view. He likes to see one on the side and everyone on the side, and then one in the middle. So let's set up Cesar for success. Here we go. All right. Again, oh my gosh, where'd you come from, Chris? Let me put you back. All right. Jamiroquai, synchronized. I don't know if this is probably the best tipping point, but this is a good one I'd recommend if you've never heard Jamiroquai. Think funk, they call it acid jazz. I don't know. Sometimes I think people just make up terms to make up terms, but if you don't know any song from the catalog outside of Virtual Insanity, I guarantee if you've seen Napoleon Dynamite, you know Canned Heat. Kind of like a sneaky track that got more airplay after that movie. I think it's even the lead track on this album. So you can put this on side A and you already get Canned Heat. Starts off real nice. JK, Jamiroquai, big hitter here. And then the one I really want to talk about, and Arnaldo and I have talked a little bit about this. Arnaldo, have you got a copy of Nard by Bernard Wright yet? Oh, can't hear you.
No, I have not.
All right. So this is Jamaica Queen's own. I don't know if you knew this.
Is that a Japanese copy?
This is a Japanese copy. I got this on my other copy's downstairs. It was quicker to grab something here. I got this at Record Safari on that nice subprint Arista label. This is I think GRP label. Anyway, 18 years old when he cut this. He actually was technically a professional musician at 16. He was playing for some other people. He's the godson of, maybe you've heard of Roberta Flack. She passed away earlier this year, but very talented guy. I think he passed away a couple years ago. But 18 when he cut this, kind of lost to history to a certain extent, except in the hip hop realm. This has been sampled by a ton of people, notably the song "Spinnin'" off this record. If you remember that song, "I Wish" by Skee-Lo, the immortal Skee-Lo. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller, etc. Sampled from this, and then Dre used it on, I think, Doggy Style, G's and Hustlers. It's Hoblo Goppelin, Hoblo Goblo Tippin'. Anyway, if you hear it, you know, like it's almost a 1-for-1 sample of that from this and G's and Hustlers. I think LL Cool J sampled something from it. It's been passed around because the beats and the songs are just great to layer other tracks on. So anyway, it's not a very expensive record. You can get it's one of those records that traditionally always has ring wears. It's hard to find one without ring wear. This Japanese doesn't have one, which is nice. I have two other copies. One's a corner cut ring wear. The other one's a full copy ring wear. But anyway, it probably is his first and best record. Bernard Wright, Nard. Boom. Oh, Noble Records is right. If you got the Skee-Lo record, if you could put that on your Noble Records label, Dylan, I'd be your number one customer. I'd pre-order the shit out of that. If you could do like jean shorts blue as a variant, you guys Lance partner up on that shit because Skee-Lo, my guy, I'm all about that. That's talk about one-hit wonders. That's where it's at. So anyway, I think those two records would make your collection better instantly, but who am I to say? So, all right, the other thing that we should probably talk about, and then we can show some WFMU records, is we weren't on last week. There's a lot going on, but just wanted to take a straw poll. Does anybody have commentary on this RSD Too Many Records situation? It sounded like the overview, if you don't know, you probably do know, is Too Many Records. Kessler made a video, or he's made videos in the past talking about Record Store Day and thinks he would wish they would do better. I think like we all do, right? And I guess somewhere along the lines, maybe it wasn't received well. I don't know. We've only heard really his side of things, but it sounds like he got froze out from reordering Record Store Day wares, and a couple videos were made. Again, I'm kind of breezing through this, but it raises a couple of interesting points. One, has Record Store Day kind of devolved or evolved away from the spirit of the original events? Because here you have and I don't mean this in an insulting way, but just a smaller independent store. This is not like the size of Music Millennium or Amoeba or whatever. potentially being froze out from selling those wares to his customers. That's one thing. Another piece that has come up in this conversation is big stores, little stores like we're talking about, but stores that specialize in used versus stores that sell a heavy amount of new vinyl and as their prioritization, that sort of thing. So it's opened up a lot of different topics. I think there was even a response. There was one very ambitious and very passionate fan of Too Many Records that wrote the generic email address of Record Store Day and used, I think, bong level profanities. I think if that's safe to say, it was bong level. I mean, outside of wishing harm to their firstborn, it was pretty pointed commentary. And they actually replied back to that email, and for whatever reason, they carbon copied Matt Kessler on the response, and it was an interesting response. And anyway, so there's videos out there. I don't want to steal all the thunder. If you want to do your research, it's out there. I just wanted the guy's opinion on, has Record Store Day changed in a way that it's almost unrecognizable from its origins in 2008, or is this what's the expression, a mountain out of a molehill? I'll start with Groove Seeker. Let's start with you on this one. What do you think about this situation?
First, I thought it was called Bill Evans Record Day. I didn't realize they rebranded to Record Store Day.
Rebrand.
You know, it's like I'm not shocked. I feel like we've speculated on some scenarios that might be going on behind the scenes, like the coalition of whoever runs this. I don't know if I care. I just, like, to me, Record Store Day is WFMU. Record Store Day is going to my local every week. It's like it's a constant thing. I think I think it's done its job for the first 10 or 15 years of getting people back into the stores. Sure. But I personally don't get as hyped as I used to. I definitely don't buy as much as I used to. Maybe that's a title thing. What happened to Too Many Records? There's got to be more to it. I feel bad if what he's saying is 100% true, that he's been kind of blackballed for some reason. And if he was blackballed, it doesn't shock me. I hate to say that.
Sure.
But, I do think that the rise of the larger independent store is probably having a lot of influence as well. I'm not going to name any names because I'm not upset with them. It's just good for them. They've succeeded in their model, and they probably have a lot more pull because they can order a lot more, and there might be some politics involved. Go figure. But I hope he works it out. I hope he's an advocate, whether you like his store or not, or like him or not, or watch his channel. He's an advocate. He's been there for a long time, making videos and being involved in the community. So I hope what's right comes to him, but a lot of drama, and I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the root cause of this drama was and what sparked the fire, but Sam, I know you go shopping on Record Store Day. You've shown titles in your channel in the past. One, are you familiar with the saga? And two, do you have an opinion either way?
Yeah, I kind of spot checked the video. It was sent to me, and yeah, I didn't know the channel at all. But again, there's so many channels out there now; it's hard to keep up. I guess I come from a different situation where, I'm like a lot of people that started channels. I didn't really get big into collecting until COVID, especially really 2021. Started the channel in 2020, really picked up steam with collecting the next year. And so I didn't do Record Store Day until, a lot of people thought it had become too commercialized or, too this and that. So for me, it's I'm a big fan of it. I mean, it's always one of those things where there are titles you like, there are titles you don't like, and there are several on this Black Friday list that I'm a fan of. Now, are they push women and children over to get them records? No.
Hang on, you're talking about like the old Black Fridays when the store would open and it would just maul and stampede people for a new vacuum.
Right. Yeah. So I can get my Razor flip phone. But
those Bill Evans titles, you heard Groove Seeker say, I mean, those are some really good titles.
I do like my Bill Evans.
Tickle Me Elmo 45. Is that what we're alluding to?
If only.
Bluey. It's a new thing. Bluey with the kids.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But no, I mean, I can understand the frustration that the guy's having. I guess my thing is, I don't know the facts. I don't know if maybe he was trying to get some, a little bit more sponsorship than he was letting on. I can't really badmouth anything because I don't know him.
Yeah, that's fair.
But every channel that's out there has their own angle to it, and whether that's a channel where you're like, oh, I'm making this channel so I can get free stuff, or if I'm doing a channel just for the love of doing it. So I'm a fan of Record Store Day, even when there's a list that I'm like, oh, there's nothing I like, but I'm like you all, like I'll go to the stores, where I'm living now. We have about 4. It's a smaller town, but where I lived before, there was only one store, and that's where I'll be for Thanksgivings. That's where I'll be doing my shopping, is that one store. And then, I'll go online later and, hit up Plaid Room or whatever.
Sure.
And do the Sunday morning shopping, laying in bed. So,
well, we've got, and part of the reason I want to talk about it, because I think it's an interesting topic on a lot of different levels, right? There's the actual core conversation about what happened to Matt and the indie store and the plight of Record Store Day, kind of what I led into. But this is a good counterpoint I want to show. So Dylan Smith here, Noble Records, says, Matt is a really good dude. I've heard the same things. He really cares about the community. I've known him since before we both opened stores. He's a very kind person. I don't think the people have met him. I think Mazzy's met him. Multiple people have spoken similar sentiments about Matt the person. But I think we have to separate Matt the person versus this situation to an extent, because then you have counterpoint. Tom District says TMR can fuck right back off to California. So again, I don't want to get into the polarity of the personality here, but I do think in terms of Record Store Day, let's get back to the matter at hand. Arnaldo, we criticize Record Store Day all the time, but we come at it as consumers, right? Like, we are patrons, and I think everyone, I think Matt included, Dylan included, any vinyl enthusiast, of course you'd wish that they would get more rare to find titles. And I mean, there's so much to it. So I don't want to, this isn't a slam on the RSD people, because, they have jobs to do, and there's only so much they can do to an extent with the labels and so forth. But Arnaldo, do you think that there's a difference between what we do as consumers versus what Matt was originally making his Record Store Day videos and these kind of commentaries as a consumer, but now he's on the other side. He's a store owner and he's a partner with Record Store Day to an extent. He's a customer buying those wares to then sell through his store. Do you think is that a line that maybe got crossed here? What do you think?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, he's playing it as if, because of his criticism of certain titles, that he got blacklisted or he got removed. It's very possible. Is it possible? Yes. But we haven't heard anything from Record Store Day. It's just him posting these videos saying that Record Store Day replied and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I'd rather listen to a record than, to hear about all the drama that really, I don't shop at his store. So he's very far away. He's on the other side of the country. I don't know. Maybe if it was one of my local stores, I'd have more of an opinion, because I may know them not personally, but may know them and from shopping at their store. There's some rumors saying that you just don't get excluded or banned from Record Store Day. There has to have been some type of violation of the pledge. It's all hearsay. I don't know. I can't really comment on it. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
So Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscapes here, he says he's never met this Too Many Records guy, but he seems sincere, and I see no reason to doubt him. RSD has clearly become very political. I think that's a fair charge, because I think that when it started, it was to raise awareness, like we said earlier, to get people back into record stores, and there was music. But like anything else, it's grown, it's changed, it's evolved. There's more independent record stores now than there were 10, 15 years ago. So I think this is a fair charge. I think it's interesting in the sense that, not that I'm happy this happened to Matt, but I think it activates a conversation on a couple different levels. And Kendall, I'm going to come to you on this one because in your area, you have an independent record store. We have multiple, but I'm going to highlight two since Dylan's here. Let's highlight his shop because he's a shop that focuses 98% on used. Dylan, you can correct my math. That's just napkin math. And then you have Lunchbox, which participates actively. You go there and that sort of thing. So I think from your perspective, what do you think about this? Do you think that they're maybe playing favorites? Do you think that there's a different angle to this as a store that focuses more on used? Because that was one of the charges. The Record Store Day guy, when he replied to Matt or replied to Matt's passionate fan, he did say that, yeah, Matt sells more used records than new. So anyway, Kendall, curious your thoughts.
So, I mean, let's face it. Record Store Day jumped the shark a long time ago. When you started having ambassadors like Taylor Swift and, whoever
Jack White, Fred Armiston, a power player like Fred Armiston.
I love how Taylor Swift was the ambassador one year, and the following year did a Black Friday exclusive at Target. I'm just throwing that.
Yeah, I mean, but when you have these big names as your ambassadors and these big titles exclusively for Record Store Day and all this stuff, it takes away from what it was when it first began. Right. I mean, when it was exclusive small bands, these titles that were never before released, because before it wasn't even reissuing titles. It was titles that you could only get for Record Store Day, stuff that had never been released before, not even reissues. And then it started to become reissues of titles that you haven't seen before, all this kind of stuff. And so, it's jumped the shark. So to go what you're saying about the bigger stores, yeah, I mean, Lunchbox, I go there because they get huge numbers. You can expect them to get every single thing on the list and get a good number of it. Now, Dylan at Noble, he's actually done RSD, but he only gets a select amount of titles. He gets the titles that he kind of wants, but even then he doesn't get large numbers of them. I think one year they did a Ramones title and Logan told me he ordered some, but he didn't get any. That's not surprising because you're not ordering a large number of titles. They're not going to send you all the titles because, you're a smaller store. You're not ordering a lot of stuff. They're going to send that to the stores that are getting a ton of stuff. Look at Mike at the In Groove. I mean, he's always showing these huge
pallets
of stuff, right? I mean, we know where everything's going. I mean, Plaid Room always having tons of stuff. I mean, so you expect this stuff to get, like these places to get all these, huge quantities because they've been ordering for years and they put in these massive orders. So these smaller stores that don't put in the big orders, they're not going to get, primo stuff all the time. Or if they do get stuff, it's not going to be the main quantities. So, I don't know the guy from Too Many Records. I don't know what happened, but he's definitely not. He's had a store for just a couple of years, I believe now. So even when he puts in an order, he's not going to get a huge order anyway. I mean, he I know does do used stuff more than new. So again, he's not going to put in a massive order to begin with. But then whatever else he's doing behind the scenes, going back and forth with RSD, obviously didn't help. Again, I don't know the full story. Right. So you put that to go along with it. It obviously didn't help the whole situation. And like you said, it's become more political when you got Taylor Swift, when you got Post Malone, when you got all these big names. Where's the money at? It's in these bigger stores that are ordering huge quantities. They don't care about the smaller store anymore.
No, those are all fair points, and I think it's I think we've hit on all the bells and whistles again. A lot of it's speculative, like Arnaldo said. We've only kind of heard Matt's story and his side and that sort of thing. I don't know if we're the program to bring these two combatants together.
Probably not.
I probably not, nor would I think anyone would really want to watch that. But
I'll say my just completely off, well, not completely off topic, but to mention Logan at Noble. Just the fun fact, we went to middle school together. So
no way.
Yeah. It was a small world. I've been to Dylan's place one time, and I didn't recognize him at first. And
hang on, so you didn't recognize Dylan with that big old beard? Come on,
I recognize Dylan. Come on now.
Oh, Logan, you're talking about
Logan. Yeah. No,
that's funny.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Hey, listen,
I go to Noble about once a week.
Here,
so
I'm going to give him some props because I know he watches every week, but maybe that one week he didn't watch. We talked about the importance of a good record store bathroom. And listen, Noble Records, I'm going to put you up there about anybody, especially like Kendall and I waited all night that one time. And it was like a water in the desert situation. So I couldn't wait after I got my stack put to the side to run and use your bathroom, and it delivered. Clean, design. I don't know if that was Mrs. Dillon that did that, but it was nice and clean because some of these record store bathrooms, holy smokes, like that, they're the breeding ground of the new COVID. It is unbelievable. And some record stores have records in there. It's something else. So I want to give Noble shout out for the toilet situation because it's important. It's important. You really want to spend money with a place that takes care of its people in all ways. And sometimes you got to go. It's why they call when nature calls. And when nature calls, Noble Records answers. See what I did there? So
damn.
That's right.
Boom.
Wow.
Boom. All right.
The Sudafed's kicking in, man. It's working.
See, listen, that's what I'm saying. Dylan says, listen, our records may be trash, but when you start toilet, you're poo-poo with the best of them. Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why do people not talk about these things? These are the things. We did that show, Building a Perfect Record Store, the ideal record store. I'm sorry. When nature calls, the last thing I want to do is worry about a light fixture falling off and hitting me, or not having paper towels, or somebody putting paper towels in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, these things matter. And listen, hiring a district is right. It all comes back to KO Pectate. Tonight's show sponsor, KO Pectate. If you miss the open, big news. It's going to spread like wildfire. Hopefully, this is the first of many endorsements of VC channels out there. KO Pectate, when nature calls, and there's not a clean record store nearby, KO Pectate. I'm sorry. All right. WFMU guys, you want to show a couple of records because the people are asking, and then we'll call it a night. Does that work? And if Sam and Kendall, if you guys want to sign off, feel free. But I think a couple people have been asking. So Arnaldo already did a video, but Arnaldo, do you want to show those top two heaters? Chris, do you have any? I think you showed most of your records on.
Yeah.
Look, he's all right. Show us a couple of your favorites. You don't have to show the whole stack, but a couple favorites.
Okay, so this was the treat to myself, an A3 B3 super clean Dark Side of the Moon.
Nice.
I haven't played it yet, but all the other copies of Dark Side hopefully can go on Discogs. Just so that was the one that I really love. Now I'm going to show a record that everybody that when I posted this, everybody was messaging me and going nuts. It's a reissue. It's not like it's a highly collectible record, but it's just a record that everybody loves. But it's Scientists Meets the Space Invaders. This is the 2022 reissue. On the green sleeves, the Rev, the pastor, he advised me that they used the same plates as they did for the original when they cut this. So I got tons of comments and messages like, "Oh, it's such a fun record." I knew it. I didn't know that everybody loved it so much. So I guess those are probably my top two. But just in general, I went nuts on white label promos at WFMU, and I went nuts on the Stranglers catalog.
I noticed that.
I like what you did there. All right, so Arnaldo's getting Arnaldo.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, because I know your internet could be.
Yeah.
Good. So show us. I know I said two. If you want to show
just two, all right.
Definitely show those two, but maybe show a couple more if you want.
Okay, well, the first two I'm going to show is the record Chance Almost Wanted
Oh gosh! So I'm going to tell this story real quick. So this guy was done. All right, Arnaldo was done. He just what we call popped his wallet on another record. I think he'll show here in a second. He was done. He said most expensive record he ever bought. We're not going to give the information, but he was done. I mean, washed. Kids call it washed. So we're walking out the place, and there was one vendor I hadn't really touched any records. I'm like, hey, give me a second. Let me just know what they got. So I'm in one box. Here's this guy over in these T's and U's and W's and whatever. And here he goes, oh, and he pulls out All That You Can't Leave Behind from U2, first press European, on my list for 8 years, 9 years, whatever. And here's the fun part. I know, and listen, I'm happy he got it. I want to be very clear. A little of this is performance art, but when if you know, so this, Arnaldo, can I say what you paid for it?
Yep.
This is about $100 record all day, every day. This guy had 50 on it, and Arnaldo, in his shrewd way, said, "Will you take 40?" And it's the last day, and then they took 40.
Of
so
course.
This guy got it.
Oh, no, he said 45.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know this part.
He countered back and said 45.
The snap benefit has been reinstated, so 45. All right, great.
Oh,
but yeah,
my gosh.
half off of,
Joel.
Right in front of my face. Right in front of my face. This guy. Yeah, here we go. Joel's right. Who needs enemies? That's the truth. So, listen, I kid. I'm glad he got it. I know I'll never get it for $45. So listen, I'm glad my friend got it. But come on, man. This guy was done. He was done.
I was done because I had just bought this.
Oh, here we go. Cesar. Here you go. Cesar's got his diaper on now. Here we go. What is that record for our visually impaired friend?
For the visually impaired, it is Nirvana, Nevermind, US 1991 first pressing with the upside down monkey.
Oh, hang on, Arnaldo. This is a good one, and Orange Margin says that was payback for the REM. Okay, touche.
All right, the orange monkey. You see it like this, and then you flip it, and he's still the right way. So, okay. The only downside is it does have a little bit of water damage. So I'm gonna try. Yeah, the baby couldn't hold it, so it got a little wet. So yes, this was the big purchase. I was very happy. I got the Sunday special. Had to call over Concert Buddy, who is the expert in Nirvana pressings. And
yeah, I just helped this guy on this, and then he takes my record out from under. Can you believe this? Unbelievable. I even said, "Here's what you should pay for it," and that's what he paid for. Anyway,
is that a good album? Is this an album that would make my collection better?
I thought he was going to show that. I thought he was going to show that one, but what do I know?
Can I show a few more?
Yeah, why not? We're going.
These are okay. Let's start with the one that was on my list. Every time I come across it, it doesn't have the inner sleeve. But we're going to censor this.
Oh, yeah. Let's not show the breasticles.
Jane's Addiction. Nothing Shocking. With the inner sleeve, and had a promo stamp here. So I was trying to remember. You remember the table? Were these guys from Portland?
Yeah, Seattle. They drove across country. They were giving records away.
Yeah, and that's what Jason Rojas was like. Make them an offer. You want it? Make them an offer. I got that and the Jeff Buckley. They don't want to take these records back. They drove here. Just make them an offer.
Yep.
Jason Rojas, by the way, because we haven't talked about Jason since he's not here. He's in Den Bosch. Jason also go to the VC Social Club and learn the story. But Jason got the heist of the show with some Brazilian record with electrical tape on it, where he got it for 10% of the going rate. Yeah. When we coached him up, Arnaldo and I, we were making fun of the guy because it had electrical tape on it. He goes home, pulls it off. I told him use lighter fluid, and guess what's underneath the electrical tape, Arnaldo?
The promo stamp.
A promo stamp. So this guy, it's raining gold. It's raining gold for this guy. But anyway, his story.
They actually locked down the city once that story got released, and we had to escort Jason out. So
the police department came down. They were body cavity searching people on this one. It was terrible. Anyway.
So it wouldn't
imagine. Remember the nerd from High Fidelity wouldn't sell the Captain Beefheart record too. Imagine 75 of those swarming Jason the whole show trying to get out. And that's what it was intense. It was intense, especially after Early Bird. It was over.
Oh my gosh.
so it wouldn't be surface noise if I didn't show something Smiths related. This was on my list. I never expected to see it. Never saw it at a record show. Never saw it in person. It's a 12-inch by Morrissey called Alma Matters. Very hard to come by. And something that I saw and I ended up picking up because I really like this album. That's why you really need to go. Like, you have to have your list of things that you want. This way you don't get tempted by things.
Were you tempted by the fruit of another, Arnaldo's?
And it was Massive Attack Protection. So UK copy. So very happy to have found that. And that's it.
I dig it. All right, I'll pump through these real quick because I think my cough's coming back on me. All right, let's do. I'm not gonna show them all. So I give an Arnaldo a lot of shit, but he did clue me off to first UK press of Pablo.
I texted him. I'm like, "Do you have this?"
He said, "Get over here," and this was the call. So I appreciate. So, his sound is going out because the take is so hot. I think it's his internet. But yes, Arnaldo.
Sorry. I texted you and I said you need to come over here.
Yes,
and you even bargained him down.
Oh yeah, of
I'm
course.
not the only one.
Hey, real quick, since Sam's here, I got this Tony Rice record. Are you familiar with this? Tony Rice Unit Acoustics.
I don't have acoustic. That's funny because I pulled First Street Blues is one of my records.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to chase one down. Next time I go to Austin, I'm gonna get, because that's a $100 record every day, all day. But this was part of a bundle I pulled in. So Elliot, I wish you were watching this. I know that you would be you'd be wearing the Chad diapers if you saw this Tony Rice record.
Oh man.
I picked up. So one thing at WFMU is really good about versus other shows I've been to. Chicago's pretty good for this. Is European pressings. So I got both of the Seal record, first Seal record. Oh gosh, I'm doing them backwards. There we go. First Seal record, second Seal record. I think I'm dying here.
I saw another dealer who had the second one. I think for $200.
There he is. That was this one. Yeah, that was this dealer. Daddy didn't pay $200. I'll just say that.
Oh, good. I don't know if that was yours because in my video when I was shooting.
Did he have it on the wall or in the box?
It was in the box.
Yeah, he had moved it for day one. It was on the wall. Day two is in the box. That's when I bought it right after that, I think.
Did you show it to Brandon?
I don't want him to harm himself. I believe Brandon's a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want him to create self-harm. You know, it's a different time we live in, Kendall. So I'm hoping he'll see this and it'll ease the pain. But who are we kidding? He doesn't watch Surface Noise. He only is a guest on Surface Noise. All right, last two I'll show. I picked up Too Many Records. Actually, I'm going to show Too Many Records. See what I did there? I got a lot of fun stuff. Maybe I'll end up doing a video on this. I do want to show one other one real quick. So Jason Rojas, speaking of, I text him, and Joel was here, Static ATX. He was looking out for me in Austin. I was like, hey man, if you can find an old #1 first pressing tan label, you're my guy. Joel actually looked. I sent a text to Rojas. Hang on, I have a sound effect for what Jason gave me back. You ready? Nothing from this guy. All right. So anyway, Daddy hunted, Daddy found it. I got it well under market, so real excited about that. And then, all right, Kendall, you ready?
Oh no,
this is your fault.
Yes, nice.
I can't believe you got that.
Yeah, this is your fault, Paul Pena. I was hoping I could get the yellow. I like the lime capital. And again, splitting hairs on this, but the red capital is nice, but nice copy. This guy would not negotiate. The price is the price, but I did the damn thing. So
what was it compared to what I paid?
I'll have to talk to you offline. We can talk offline because I really don't remember what you paid.
Oh, okay.
It's not because Dylan's here, but I really don't remember. But okay. I think it was in the ballpark because I think I used whatever you paid as a guide. So I think we're okay. And then I'm gonna wrap it up with this one. So like I said, I got a lot of singles. I got some singles, mostly doubles and triples this show. Didn't find that home run. I was looking for talking about my want list. Offspring's first record, the original cover has Kill the President on it. A couple other ones, right? Like Stratosphere things. I will say two things. The quick one that got away story, and this one hurts. Talking about Radiohead. I wish I had called Arnaldo over. I found this dealer who actually sold me. Let's see if I have it quick. Oh, hang on. Kendall, since you're here. Beetlejuice soundtrack, gold stamp promo.
Nah, man.
There was a guy who had some fun records. He sold this to me Halloween 2, so now I've got all the original Halloweens. But he had, speaking of Radiohead, he had the Benz original UK promo copy that was only sent out to radio stations. I didn't know this till after the fact, mind you. And he had, I'm just gonna be honest, he had $400. That ain't cheap, but that ain't terrible either relative to the market. So I put it down, and there was a guy at the guy's table, his buddy working the table with him or just hanging out was like, maybe I'll pick that up. I thought he was just trying to pressure me into buying it right then. So I go, I think it was when Arnaldo was talking to Chad. I go over, visit with those guys, tell Arnaldo this. I'm like, hey, come take a look at this. I think I need you're the Radiohead guy I know. He just bought his copies. So I pull him over there. We look for it. It's gone. I asked the lady at the table, did you guys sell the Radiohead? Oh, yeah. You know who got it? That guy at the table saying, maybe I'll pick that up. He pulls it out of his bag, and I was like, can we at least look at it? And so Arnaldo looks it over, and he's like, oh, Chance, this is the one you want. And he's like, again, just rub. It's like the dog went pee pee poo poo in the house, and he's just rubbing my nose on the carpet on this one. But he's right, and that's why, boys and girls, when you see it, it's like Mike Wolf says, when you see it, that's the time. Because I thought, $400 record, it'll be back here 20 minutes. I was maybe 20 minutes away from the table, and then so anyway, so that would have been a home run, but I didn't get it. I think I rebounded nicely. What was the name of the store, Arnaldo, that we went to the next day? This is a store pickup. The
Village Recorder.
The Village Recorder. Arnaldo even warned me. He's like, we can go to this place, but it's kind of a mess. Accurate, but kind of. It's think of like a record store hoarder situation. Nice guy. I'm not insulting. I'm just saying like a lot of stuff in a lot of places. So we go in. They've got some records at the counter. Once you can get to them, I look through them. I just happened to see a box to the side. Whatever. I saw this record in the front. I'm like, oh, what's in here? This is this isn't an original 58 mono. This is a 59 mono. So the first repress, something else. Cannonball Adderley, you know these guys, Miles Davis, etc. So he had a sticker on it that said original Blue Note. And remember, I'm taking a siesta from jazz right now, but I know what this is. And he had a sticker that said original Blue Note. So let's take the Pepsi challenge. So poor Arnaldo, we've been walking around the city all day. His dogs are barking at him. He's sitting there. He's like, I gotta sit down. I'm like the vinyl detective. I'm like Robert Stack on this shit. I'm looking up the addresses. I'm looking at deep grooves. I'm doing all this scientist stuff. And I'm glad I did because I got this for a very fair price, probably a quarter of what it goes for. So anyway, that helped ease a little bit of the carpet burn from not picking up the Radiohead record, but damn it. So again, if you take anything else from this surface noise, just know when you see it, that's the time. Because guess what? Brandon, talking about Brandon earlier, has a great line. He's like, if you ever buy something and you regret it or change your mind very soon, it's money on the shelf. And he's right, because it's better to have than not have at all. Because will I find a Benz promo copy ever again? Doubt it.
When I saw 0% was not there, I was like, man, that's a copy to have. I mean, it's the same press. The only thing that changes is the sleeve and the label variation. There's like that pound sign that's not on the same year repress. But yeah.
The one that got away.
It'll come around. Just put it out there.
Listen, if you're watching this show and you just have another copy, a promo copy, hell, a regular copy of that UK first of the Benz. Look, Groove Seeker's crying.
I'm getting emotional.
This is a grown man brought to tears. Can you believe this? I mean,
I just can't believe it.
Unbelievable.
I slept on the Stone Roses. It's on a rare record.
Oh no!
Oops, Chris, you've
been silenced.
Can you?
The Port Authority has silenced you, Chris.
We can't.
No.
He's miming.
He says,
can't hear you.
He's saying, Chance, I can't believe you didn't get that Radiohead. What a dumbass. I think that's what he's saying. Anyway, well, I think that's a telltale sign. Arnaldo, you made it through the whole show on the hotspot.
I know it's still going. I don't know what's happening.
I want to thank my guests again, Sam, Americana Sam, YouTube. Check him out. First timer. Hopefully you'll be back. We'd like to have you back, especially when Rojas is on. I know, like I said, he was the one that said, "Hey, why don't you get Sam on here sometime?" Good idea.
Yeah, thank you.
And then Kendall, Spin Doctor, and his Vinyl Mayhem. I'm sure we'll have you back soon. Hopefully we'll show more wrestling records. I think we're the only guys that
probably
have the balls to show wrestling records in this weird vinyl community of ours. But thank everybody else. Thank you, chat. Hit that like button on your way out the door. Dislike button. It don't hurt my feelings. I'm a big boy. Anyway, I got to go take some medicine and blow this wicked schnoz of mine. But I want to thank you. And I think we're going to sign out. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Everyone, feel better tonight.